We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com. And of course, most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey. Happy Wednesday to you. Great to see you. Glad you're with us today. It is Wednesday, right? I think it is. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Blabs, is it Wednesday? You're muted. He's fucking muted. That's awesome. Hey, we're off to a great start. It is hump day. We are right there.
Yeah, I was literally telling you that your audio was underwater. That's why I turned off the music on you and I was fucking muted on my stream deck. Anyway, hi.
Well, listen, what a great start to the show we have today.
Happy Wednesday. Said F-bomb 1 minute and 30 seconds in. Sorry.
That's right. All right, excellent. Well, we're glad everybody's with us today. I was underwater swimming to start the show.
Had an emo for us.
We're making improvements to the show. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're working on that stuff.
Boomers.
Listen, we've only been doing this show for over 2 years, over 500 episodes. We're always looking to improve, which is good. But glad you're with us today. How's your Wednesday, Blabs?
It's going good. Honestly, I've got the tisms this morning. I've been doing a lot of shit, like multitasking too and everything. But yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you do. That's
I don't actually have the tisms, chat. I just sometimes just like focus. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I love focused Blabs.
I love stuff done.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's great. I encourage folks. Listen, if we need to get you some Adderall or something, like,
no.
Do I need to get some black market?
You need to drug up your producer.
I'm just saying, we could be like super like. Listen,
a lot of this stuff has been working through the days. It's not all like happening in the morning. It took like a week to get some stuff done. Okay, You know what I mean. The chat will know what we mean in a couple of weeks. But yeah.
That's true. That's true. You've been working hard, which is good. Which, hey, once again, I fully encourage
Adderall Blabs.
Adderall Blabs. Yes,
I feel like that should be like an emote or something. Just crazy Blabs.
Love it. All right. Well, we got a big one for you today. It is Wednesday, which means we are, like I said, we got a killer guest today. One of our close friends coming from the crazy world of the left coast. It's Mally Mouse. Hello, Mally. Great to see you. What's going on over there in Crazy Land?
Still just California as usual. Yeah. It's not safe to go anywhere.
What? At least your governor's starting to he's still fucking insane. Like he's putting on the mask right now. He's putting on the mask.
Yeah. Well, did you see him have a conversation with Charlie Kirk? I nearly fell out of my chair when I saw that. I was in Disneyland when I saw that.
He's going, look at how normal I am.
Yeah, just normal.
Look at how normal I am.
You had a conversation with Charlie Kirk?
Wow. Straight up, I was sitting in Disneyland with my Powerline popcorn bucket, and I was like, Gavin Newsom's talking to Charlie Kirk, and Charlie like wild. The whole thing.
When did this happen? I must live under the water.
I guess 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Okay.
Why do you still live there? What is the draw? Is it the weather?
The weather?
Is it
the weather? It's everything except the politics is wonderful here. I'm telling you.
Yeah. That's
and then once you leave, you can't come back. So being here already makes it a lot easier because I'm adjusted. But once I'm gone, nobody ever comes back. Nobody ever does.
Florida. Just go all the way across the country. Go to Florida. You still got Disney. You got Sanity. The weather's pretty damn good.
I'd have Epic Universe.
Yeah, but the weather's like the opposite in Florida. Like humidity. Yeah, humidity.
Like everybody thinks it's similar, but it's like actually the opposite. It's a dry heat there. It's a humid heat there.
Yeah. Craig, you noob.
Yeah, you get rain. It's good. Hey, well,
hurricane?
Yeah, whatever. It's all good. No worries. It just you take the good of the bad. You take the sanity with the hurricanes. Just throwing it out there. But
I mean, fair. I guess it's a trade-off.
yes. All right. Well, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to everybody. We got a wonderful show for you that will surely look. If you saw the thumbnail today, which you did because you clicked on today's episode, even despite seeing the thumbnail today, you still clicked on the episode, which I think is probably the biggest thing. There it is.
Yikes.
That was the pre-show. People were like, "What the fuck is up with that thumbnail?" And that was kind of the idea. Is scary as shit. I'll tell you this. When we get to this Dylan Mulvaney story, I said, Blabs, have you seen the Dylan Mulvaney intro yet? And she said, no, I don't want to see it. And I sent it to her and it auto played. And if I would like, let me go ahead and recreate this for you really quick.
You can share it. It's fine.
Well, I want to recreate our XDM. Let's see if I can share it.
Yeah, you can share it.
You like sabotaged her.
Okay.
It started auto-playing, so I saw like 8 seconds and I paused it and it was like, here's Chucky. It was awful.
It's like a Rickroll, but with Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going into the DMs here, Blabs.
That's fine.
Okay?
You can share as long as you don't share the surprises coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So usually about 90 minutes before the show, we're talking about kind of like what the show looks like. Once one show ends, the next show begins. It's kind of our thing, right? We're always building towards the next show.
I'm literally working on the next show while we're live also sometimes with news. Right. It's crazy.
But we try to keep the thumbnail and the title somewhat timely with what's going on in space. But today was a little bit different because about an hour ahead of the show, I was like, man, I'm really struggling with what our lead should be today. We're going to hold off talking about Assassin's Creed till tomorrow because that's the official release date. And I said, what about leading? And we'll just kind of put this here. What about leading with the Dylan Mulvaney intro? Lol. All I saw, well, Blabs, you read your part. I'll read my part.
Oh, no.
All I saw was him saying he's womanhood. Again, is there more?
Watch the intro and then put the gun down. Put all sharp objects away before watching it.
What intro?
And then I include it right here. And notice how it starts to autoplay. Okay.
I said, no, I won't watch. Why is it on autoplay? No.
Oh, yes, you will. You'll watch it on the show.
Go away. Here's Dylan, because I took a screenshot. Look how it paused.
Here's Dylan.
Here's Dylan. It's like Chucky. I'm like, Jesus, fuck. I'm spamming so it goes away. Like I was trying to make it. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to make it scroll back up. So I'm just like scroll.
Oh my God.
So that was this morning. And I'll say we'll get to that right off the top, just so it gets out of the way this morning.
I haven't seen anything. All I did was quote tweet it with
my
screenshot.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea is we fully anticipate y'all having to bleach your eyes today. So we'll get that through, which should be great. We got the Looney Tunes being incredibly problematic and being removed. We got a big old Lego crossover, which Blabs is freaking out about.
I love Legos.
She
so
sure
does Mally, I bet.
We're going to talk Epic Universe since Mally's with us, and we're going to get into Snow White as well, the movie that is taking the world by storm right now. We'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up button. Make it a part of your daily routine. We'd greatly appreciate that. Of course, this episode is brought to you by us and you over at sidescrollersplus.com. If you guys haven't, make your way over there. If it's your first time tuning in, Side Scrollers Plus is essentially this. It's everything you guys have asked for just in one place. We're not launching any other crazy YouTube channels right now. No Side Scrollers Wrestling, no food. We're just going to put it all on Side Scrollers Plus. And it's very simple. It's how you support us. It's the best way to support us. We have a few new shows we're launching. We have a members only post show that we're with Collins today that Mally's going to be a part of for the first time, which is very exciting. We got the Nerd Duel Trivia Show, which we're recording some episodes next week, which is very exciting, launching in April. We got the Video Game Vault Retro Podcast with Dan Vask and me. We got a new series called What If, which is a alternate reality series. And of course, if you become an annual member, you get a free year of voting membership to the Real Game Awards. So look, this is big deal. Head over to sidescrollersplus.com and use promo code PLUS. You get a discount on your annual membership. It's a great deal. It supports us. We would genuinely greatly appreciate it. And we'll be counting up any new members that join during the show today. Blabs will be listing them off and letting everybody know. We also have our Montez goal today, which before the show, Mally said, I love Montez. So let's go and hit that goal today with your 20 yellow supers. Would really appreciate that. But we always like to start the show with today in video game history. So Blabs, what do we have today? And there better be one game on that list. Otherwise, you're fucking fired.
Listen, there's 3 games on this list, actually. Today, everyone, is March 19th, and we have Super Metroid releasing in Japan in 19...
Dear Lord, thank you.
That's funny.
God, thank you. Thank Jesus. Baby Jesus. Thank you so much.
All right. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Okay, here we go. All right. Also released today was the Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald version released in 2003. Now, somebody commented on Twitter that one of the dates is wrong for the Pokemon, like 3 of them. I'm not really sure about that. GameFAQs says they were all released, so if it's a mistake, I'm sorry. And then Doom Eternal was 5 years old today, releasing back in 2020. Yay!
All right.
Did I make you proud, Father, Dad?
Yes, you did, child. Super Metroid definitely should have been included, and I'm glad it was, because if it wasn't, you're fucking gone. I'm just
wow. Got aggressive fast.
Despite all the good things you've done for the show,
everything else just negates.
If you don't have Super Metroid on today in gaming history, I just don't know if we can do this anymore.
Damn, bro.
I know it's tough. Total side note, speaking of Metroid, I need to scroll down my timeline and find this really fast. Did you see, I mean, this wasn't meant to be a Super Metroid thing, but it sure looked like it. There it is right here. I got it pulled up. The other day, when all the chaos was happening with all the Tesla stuff, I mean, it's still ongoing. I saw this tweet where I guess people made Teslas, and it looks like this old Screw Attack logo, which is cool. So I think that's pretty freaking awesome. They moved all their Teslas together and made it look like a fucking lightning bolt. So
that's actually pretty cool. It's like the drones.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
Stuff. Just let's move millions of dollars of cars together to make it look like a lightning bolt. But hey, I was down with it. So
that just screams rich. Like,
yeah,
doesn't it not?
A huge waste of expenses and resources doing all this, but hey, it's like you've got the money. Why the hell not?
Yeah, I guess all of the cars are functional, so it doesn't matter.
Yep,
pretty freaking cool. I mean, it does look like if you were to pull up. Okay, let's just pull this up really fast, just so everybody.
Okay, this is like marching band talk, and Mally will understand because it's they like looking down at the ground, and you got to organize everybody.
The dots, they're so perfect.
Yeah, this is looking at Ariel and everything. This is like marching band. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So if you search Screw Attack logo on the internet, you get like my old company, but you also see like, let's see, here's what like kind of the Screw Attack look like in the game. Well, let's see, where are we at? Yeah, I don't know. Kind of looks like that. There you go. Kind of like I got that S, but this is, kind of like my old logo. So anyways, kind of cool to see. And I'm sure they did that on purpose, which was, that didn't even tag me. What the fuck? It's crazy. But yes, great job today, Blabs. Congratulations. You win.
I'm not sure about that Emerald release there. Even Eric is in the chat saying that one is slightly wrong. But listen, I blame GameFAQs then.
Well, I'll say this. Sometimes on what they'll do is they'll release a game on a virtual console or something, and they include it on the date. We've had that happen a couple times. Mm-hmm. Once again, blame GameFAQs. Definitely not Blabs. Definitely. But thank you, Eric. By the way, you have a DM waiting for you. Mercenary came in. You're fired again, Blabs. Pokemon.
It's like every day.
I know.
Hang on. I feel like there's something Yellow Flash has to say about that. Hang
Blabs,
on.
You're fired.
See? He knows.
There you go. So
not the first time.
Every day.
There's unsolicited Dylan Mulvaney videos are the stuff of nightmares. Listen, we know. That's kind of why we're doing it today. Retro Meister came into the 5, says, Hail Side Stroller saw the new Looney Tunes movie. I heard it's pretty good. Loved it, and I want a sequel starring Bugs and 90s Lola. Also, Lilo and Stitch will save Disney from Ziegler.
I don't know, man. I have hope, but I don't know. I got beef with that one too.
We got to talk about that later because I saw Mally's reaction. She said she didn't mind it. Now I'm all like, no.
I don't mind it, but I did see one thing after I made that video that I'm like, so we can talk
say
about
this right now. That movie's going to make $1 billion.
I know. It's very sad.
Yeah, because it's the best of the shit. That's what they got.
Lilo and Stitch will make $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Snow White will not make $1 billion.
No.
It should have, but it won't.
Yeah, it easily could have.
Mercenary says, so they did the JFK Files in black ink. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit as well. Says, tell me about it. SoCal is hard to live here. And he said he grew up in Inglewood next to LAX.
That's a rough spot, Betty.
All right, guys, thank you very much for your support today. We'll read every super chat, direct donation, Rumble rant, and Side Scrollers Plus membership throughout the show. Let's kick some ass today, and let's get into it. We have a lot to talk about, and we're going to start off talking about Dylan Mulvaney. So it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. In the world of podcasts, I saw an interesting note today that most podcasts don't make it past 10 episodes. Did you know that? You know that, Blabs?
No, where did you hear that stat?
I don't know. It's just some stat. Because you got to remember, like most of the time, like podcasts are released on a week-to-week basis. Like, and we said, hey, we're doing it fucking live, and we're going in. And here we are, over 500 episodes in. I saw. Oh, by the way, I saw Pop Culture Crisis. They're crossing 800 episodes. Fucking outstanding, great job for those guys.
We're episode 521 today.
Ooh, that's good. 521. But everybody wants to get on the podcast game. This has been a reoccurring theme. Joe Rogan is the king. We all know that. We've seen a lot of comedians come in. And now we have a clown who has joined the ranks, and Dylan Mulvaney, who is going to be starting a show, a podcast. And the intro was released for this, and we saw it. So now you do too. Mally, have you seen this?
I, like Blabs, got randomly assaulted in my timeline and frivolously scrolled away. So unfortunately, I haven't watched beyond about 5 seconds.
We'll be ready to have your ears destroyed. If you'd like to turn it down, don't. You have to witness this with us. This is the theme song for Dylan Mulvaney's show.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm actually scared. The intro image is just terrifying off the bat. I don't. Oh, okay.
I love it because he doesn't actually have boobs, so they can show more.
Yeah, because it's just uncomfortable.
No,
oh, okay.
Don't leave. Don't leave. No, don't.
I'm like
leave.
getting
Stop
ready to run. I'm gonna run.
All right, listen. Just roll with us for 42 seconds, and then we're gonna laugh at this insanity. Here we go.
In the shower, on a walk, the Dylan Hour, feeling sweet, feeling sour. I feel nothing. The Dylan Hour. My couch is open, it's better than therapy. All you soccer moms, all you theys and thems, all you bottom boys, my bisexual femmes. Come one and all, disassociate with me. It's free. Grab a drink, or 2 or 3. You have no friends. All good, you got me. It's the Dylan Hour. Love ya.
I'm trying to not vomit right now.
Wow. He tried to make that like Bewitched ending at the end.
I was literally thinking that. I was like, what is this like awkward throwback, gross,
vintage style? Oh my. I would have rather him just go, here's Dylan, and like peek through like the windows or something like Chucky. Jesus.
So that's a thing. And that dude is clearly the reason why I wanted to show it today in particular, outside of it being kind of like a thing, right? On the internet today, was I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on this. When you see like this and you know, like you see this case of insanity here, and the call out for soccer mom. Like, by the way, Dylan Mulvaney knows Dylan Mulvaney's demo. Soccer moms, they, thems, bottom boys, and something.
Bottom boy.
That's what he said. He said
so
bottom
funny.
boys. He knows his demo. 1000%. Let's be very real. But yes, I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on that.
I don't think my thoughts are allowed on YouTube.
Oh yeah, go crazy. Go crazy. I'll tell you. Okay, well, while you gather your thoughts, Mally, Blaz, what are your thoughts?
I'm trying to find like the positive here. And like the only thing I can think of is maybe he actually has a nice singing voice if he actually trains, you know? But like the rest of it is just garbage. It's literally a man with huge mental issues, pretending to be a woman, doing all these different stereotypes, like the soccer mom. And then he's like almost overdosing towards the end on like his couch and everything. And he's basically trying to be a prostitute. He's like, we have a couch. And he puts his legs up in the air and everything. It's like, first of all, you have a dick. Don't do that. So it's just like, yeah. It's honestly, it's a bit insulting, to be completely honest.
Well, that's the thing is I'm not a woman, right? But I can pretend to be. But I would find that if there was a woman who's like walking around, she's like, I'm gonna be a fucking man, you know, and like teaching, you know, talking to men about how to be manly men. Like I would be like, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. The thing I don't understand about this is how women are like, is it the guise of tolerance and acceptance that nobody wants to be mean? That why women fall into this because women are so emotional? Is that what's going on here?
I am okay. Let me just start from the beginning of my thoughts. So first of all, yes, this is massively insulting. And second of all, to answer your question, yeah, it has a lot to do with not wanting to be offensive. Unfortunately, a lot of my friends, while they might agree with me or my thoughts or my opinions on these types of things, they are too afraid of confrontation to say anything different. So while I have conservative friends, those same conservative friends in some cases still use preferred pronouns and they still will tiptoe around what everybody else is doing. Maybe it's because they're in, college, or maybe it's because they live in a town where, very, very liberal, like in LA or something. I don't know what their excuse is. Maybe it's just because they're a wuss. I don't have the tolerance for it. That's why I don't personally do it. But there are too many people out there, you nailed it, Craig, that are just too afraid of confrontation to say anything different. I, on the other hand, have called this out from the get-go, and it is nothing short of insulting. Like you said, Blabs, like the way he's like borderline ODing, like just like completely getting shit-faced blackout drunk at the end, throwing everything everywhere. Like he is portraying a floozy of a woman, a complete bimbo of a woman, the type of woman that women mock. So there is not a person on this planet who doesn't mock that type of person. It doesn't matter what their fucking gender is. Dylan is a joke of a human being. And it's insulting to women what he does because he thinks he's a woman by being this flooze.
Dylan Mulvaney, and I've said this before, I feel like that intro is everything that Dylan Mulvaney is, in that Dylan Mulvaney is a theater kid at his heart.
A failed theater kid.
Bingo. A failed theater kid who, and I've said this on the show before, a failed theater kid who was just throwing as much out, just chasing fame, trying to get famous by any means necessary. And finally hit at the right time with this whole bit of being a girl, right? And I think it started off as a joke, and then Dylan Mulvaney was like, "Well, these are gaining traction. These are viral. People know who I am now." And then all of a sudden, like, they just had to dig in and dig.
It's like Gorlock.
And then
you seen that video of him chilling and he's smoking, he's like, bro, and everything. Like it's just a thing to be famous and viral about. And even like look at his face, right? Dylan's face, it's full of plastic surgery. It's not even real. Nothing about him is real and genuine. So I really just don't understand why other women be like, yes, I want to listen to this guy. And they're all like, defeat the patriarchy. Meanwhile, this man is dressed up as a woman. It's like, huh? The logic here is flawed. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's completely disgusting. I've actually seen, there was a streamer that I used to like, and I promptly stopped following once they said this. It was a female Twitch streamer who came out on Twitter on her account and said, "Oh, I aspire to be half the woman that Dylan is."
Oh, my.
And
which half?
This is
Top
a
or
biological
bottom?
female Twitch streamer who said this about a man. So I guess he aspires to be half the penis that Dylan is, because that's what he is. That's all he is. He has XY. He's flamboyant as fuck, but that's a man through and through.
That's a funny statement to say. I want to be half the woman as this man is. It's like, what?
Yeah. Like none of it made sense. And also, you guys have seen the clip of him on The Price is Right. He's the exact same bit.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get attention, and he's
just
fun.
a gay man.
Said, nailed it now. Yeah.
He's just a very gay man. That's literally it.
You know what's you know what is extremely ironic here? We have Brianna Wu. Now, Brianna Wu is trans. And I'll say this about Brianna Wu. Brianna Wu, and I don't know, and people are like, why didn't you call Brianna Wu by Brianna Wu's real name? I don't know Brianna Wu's real name. Anyways, Brianna Wu was trans before trans became like a trend, right? Let's just put that out there. And I'm not saying that good or bad, right? It's still fucking broken. But either way, Brianna Wu is at least calling out this nonsense. It says, Dylan, this is some tough love. Trans gal to trans gal. In the 20s, a genre of deeply racist minstrel films emerged with widely offensive black stereotypes. You're producing the modern equivalent with women. I was willing to overlook your cringe and frankly sexist TikToks. You were a child. You're not a child anymore. This is the most fucked up thing. You have talent. Please channel it in another way. I don't know if I necessarily believe that. But when you're getting called out by other trans people, being like,
yo, woke trans people.
Right. Like that's, woo, like maybe you've crossed the line a little bit too far. And
I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. He is a complete insult to everything that the actual, and I'm gonna disclude him as a trans person because he doesn't behave like a normal person should, no matter what you identify as or what you feel. You don't behave like a normal person. You're insulting to everyone around you. Normal trans people don't agree with that, and they should find him insulting. That is insulting.
Has Blair White ever said anything about Brianna Wu? I've never seen anything.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can see how much Dylan Mulvaney, you mentioned Dylan Mulvaney's face and how much
it's fake. So fake.
Yeah, look at this is from 2023. Look at the fucking stubble here.
Yeah, so gross. Oh, and the guy on the left is an absolute insane person. Like
fucking insane.
Like, I honestly, like bordering like child abuse and all that. And the other one,
borderline. Okay, yeah, we're there. Either way, just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that, and I'm sorry for subjecting you, normal men, to that nonsense. To make up for that, as requested by the chat, I saw this going through. Here is Sydney Sweeney and the body wash genie commercial for you guys. Just sit back and enjoy for 30 seconds.
Sydney Sweeney, body wash genie. Let's face it, guys only want one thing.
Wish I had something natural instead of this synthetic body wash. Sydney Sweeney, body wash genie.
Dr. Squatch Natural Body Wash for Men. They're tired of smelling thirsty.
Sydney Sweeney. Holy coconuts, it even smells natural.
And it's moisturizing. At the end of the day, they just want to crack open a natural one with the boys.
Sydney Sweeney, body wash genie.
Dr. Squatch Body Wash for men who prefer natural.
There you go.
When did that come out? That's amazing.
It's 5 months ago. It's 17 million views.
Wow.
I buy it.
She's doing it right. She's doing it right for sure.
She is.
To answer everyone's question real fast before we keep going, Dylan Mulvaney embarrasses women and trans people speaking to Joe Biden. That is the title of a podcast episode from Blair White back in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Hey, great stuff. You guys have lots of comments on this, and I'm sure you do, including Salon says, thanks, Craig, for ding dong Dylan hour. Fire Blabs, hire Dylan for more representation. John Walker Flynn can stay mad. Is that the name of whatever the person we were just talking about? Bentley says, everyone after that clip, everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Hashtag Montez. Thank you. Ian says he got passed out drunk and not a Bud Light can in sight. That's right. Good point there, Ian. Thank you for that. Appreciate your support there. Also, Marius says, great. Now I have PTSD. Thanks, Craig. Rapid Kratos says, Mally slam for Dylan Mulvaney. It's over now. Go home. Thank you. Shadow saying, Yasuke has relationships with women and he does other stuff with men.
That's a funny meme.
Das Pooch says, Elon Musk had to know that was the old Metroid screw attack symbol. It's to stand out, and he's a huge nerd. He knows. Oh, I'm sure, for sure. All right, guys, we do see every super chat, every direct donation, every Rumble rant. So we're going to get to those as we go along the show. Thank you guys very much. But first and foremost, look, we like to take you down the rabbit hole of fucking insanity, and this may be even more insane, Mally, than that man pretending to be a woman. Nothing about this makes sense. Clear ketchup.
It's like hair gel.
Did you see Mally's face? She go, what? Like, what was that?
Uncomfortable. Did someone put hand sanitizer in that ketchup bottle? What?
This is a real thing.
No.
Like, oh, damn it. Hold on. Oh, stop it. Here we go.
No, it's not.
There it is. Clear ketchup, which really defeats the purpose of, I don't know, it being tomato based. So I have not seen this on the shelf, but this apparently is a thing. Clear ketchup now. Your first initial reactions.
There's no way that's ketchup. That's my reaction. There's no way. I don't buy it.
Listen, Mally, I don't know. I mean, that's what ketchup's supposed to look like right there. That
Yeah.
Orange stuff here, because it is made of ketchup after all. So
yeah, like what does it taste like?
Well, I would hope to think that it tastes like ketchup. But
well, I hope, but I don't think so.
Well, if you recall, you probably don't remember this, but in the late 2000s, I believe there was different colors of ketchup. There was like a red ketchup, a purple ketchup, a green ketchup. Do you remember this? No? Okay. And guess what? Those went over about as well as like, Dylan Mulvaney's podcast will. But it was a thing where, maybe it was in the 90s or so. It's like green ketchup. It was one of those things that people saw is called, here it is, Easy Squirt. Easy Squirt was what it was called. And it was like green ketchup. You put it on. There's purple ketchup. It did not go over very well. It was meant to kids were supposed to love it. They did not. Obviously, it got rejected to half court real quick, and it was discontinued. Would you put clear ketchup or ketchup of any color that is not red on any sort of eating anything?
No, I am not brave enough for that. That is no. All my mods are freaking out right now in the chat up here. Like, is clear ketchup a thing? When was that a thing? Like, no, I have never in my life seen or heard of a different color ketchup, let alone clear.
Nothing about it makes sense. You're literally removing the color of the tomato. So how does that?
You're removing the tomato? Like, what is it? I gotta know what it tastes like.
I gotta be honest. I think we've been bamboozled.
No,
I don't think
we have.
it's real.
Yeah, I don't think it's real because there's literally like only one or two of them. You never see the label on the back and everything.
Well, this guy's showing how it's made right here. What he's doing is he's gonna strain it through and use the juices apparently. But no, I don't know. I mean, if clear ketchup is a thing, let's see, we're just going to the same video.
Then I want nothing to do with it. If it's an actual thing,
I kind of think we've been bamboozled because like see, it's not even on the shelf.
I don't know.
I mean, feel like we've been bamboozled.
Put the label on himself on that one.
Well, Blabs, I'm going to put this on you then. If we've been bamboozled, I retract all the nice things I've said about you today.
Oh, ketchup bamboozled. Sorry.
Yeah, it does look like hair gel. Someone said that. It does.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's just see if we can find it. Okay. Yes.
If this is real, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I tried to find it. I couldn't find anything.
Where's the yellow flash when you need him?
You're right.
Where is he? Where is he?
Blabs, you're fired. Blabs! Blabs! Blabs!
Clear ketchup is a concept that gained significant attention on social media through a viral TikTok video in November 2023. It was later revealed to be a prank created by an individual named Benji who used an empty bottle styling product. And fuck you, Blabs.
I know. I followed Benji, so that's so funny that he's the one that started that. Blabs. Where did you find this?
Oh no, that's Yellow Flash yelling Blabs.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, where did you find this?
Oh, on Twitter. It was on my It was on my timeline. I was like, crossover.
Look, I don't know if I can trust anything that you
Blabs,
say
you're
anymore.
Fired.
Thank you, Flash. Appreciate that. All right. Stop. I don't want to hear the dick sucking twins. All right. I don't want to hear them anymore.
You want to know something funny? Sorry, just a flashback. They popped up on my fucking For You page, and I screamed.
No.
I was throwing my fiance. I'm like, this is who Side Scrollers told me about. He's like, those people go to Disney parks? I'm like, yes, they do. It's crazy. And he was like, I don't believe it. Yeah. They literally were like, there at Disney World or something for a night event, and they were like talking about how they were gonna do that.
Event.
Yes, yes, they were. It was uncomfortable.
Night event. What does
I
that
hadn't
entail?
seen the video of them in the park until just then, so I'm amazed.
Well,
Craig is very mad at me now. He's like, I've been bamboozled for the last time.
okay, hold on. Okay, look, I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. Lab's always like, well, we got to dig a little bit more. We got to get to the source of the problem.
It's true. I've been bamboozled. I thought it was a real thing on the food stuff. And then I started looking for it as you pulled it up. I'm like, dude, I can't find it anymore. But I just rolled with it.
She's always like, we need to make sure we go the next step and make sure we get everything right. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're right, we do. So,
I'm sorry. I didn't think it was about food this time. I saved my real journalism for the real shit, not food.
your real journalism. Well, how about you?
That's
How
right.
about you
Jose
cross all your
Ramirez is
T's?
a real journalist on LinkedIn, okay?
Yes, yeah, right. Get Jose on the case here. All right, well, let's see if the next thing is real, but we'll do that in just a second. First, Ian came in. By the way, Blabs, you did earn us a little bit of money here with so that's good.
Yay!
Ian says, clear ketchup when your hot dogs had an happy ending. Oh, come on, Ian. Damn, that's disgusting. All right.
Okay, so then why wasn't that in Sausage Party? Just saying.
Gross. Spider Bro says you can hear Kirsha screaming, what the fuck? What the F? Kirsha will be on with us tomorrow, by the way.
She'll be squeezing her clear ketchup then.
Gross. Trooper Dose says you have a hot dog. Shocking first words I hear on stream, but thank you for the affirmation. Hey, congratulations, Trooper Dose. The Titter Pig Rancher came in with the $20 super chat. By the way, the top super chatter of the day, if we do get to Montez, we'll be able to pick Montez. We're making a change there, Mally, just a heads up on that. So usually it's yes. So Titter Pig Rancher is the leader in the clubhouse right now. It says that Sydney Sweeney commercial may not be as great as the classic Old Spice guy. The tickets are now diamonds ad, which may be the best commercial ever made, but it's still a fun throwback to old-fashioned humorous ads. Thank you, Titter Pig Rancher. Appreciate that greatly. All right. Once again, we'll get to all your chats.
Before we move on, I have to share this because this is over on Plus, and Plus is hilarious. Let me remove. Okay. Greetings, normal men in his eye, Jose Ramirez, PI. What adventure shall we be having today? It's like Magnum PI meets Jose. Love it.
There's Jose Ramirez. Mally, I don't know if you know this, but Jose Ramirez is Blabs' alter ego on LinkedIn. Yeah,
I made a fake LinkedIn account for research purposes so my real stuff wouldn't show up and I would never dox myself. His name is Jose Ramirez. He's currently at San Francisco University. And yeah, that's really it. He's just got like a mustache, looks like me and everything. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's just Jose Ramirez.
I love that.
He's got a little theme song every once in a while. It's like a bunch of maracas and sombrero and everything. Yeah.
Once in a while, it randomly plays.
Whenever Craig feels like it.
Walking down the road, plays like cucaracha. It's great.
Exactly.
All right. I hope we can. Blabs, did you go to the source with this as well?
Listen, this is real.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
you
real.
don't see his hands shaking? That's real.
Well, I can shake my hands too. All right. This guy pulled the one ring magic card worth $2.6 million. And he took this video before sending it off to grading. The fact that there are cards that are worth this much money is amazing.
And by the way, it is true. By the way,
it is? Okay.
Like the value of this card is true. It's around 2 million. Yes.
Well, let's check it out. See the hand
He's just shaking.
Yeah, he's for sure shaking.
I mean, wouldn't you though? Like,
and like trying to hold it so delicately. I get it.
Right? Wouldn't you? Like, you just pulled this card that is like gonna make your life infinitely better.
Oh yeah. So here's the funny thing. My dad Mouse is a huge Magic the Gathering fan, has been since before I was born. So I hear a lot about this. And so when the Lord of the Rings set came out, my fiance is a fan of Lord of the Rings. The two combined, they were talking a lot about it. And I heard through the grapevine that Post Malone ended up with this card. Like he purchased it off, I'm assuming this guy. So that's where it lives now.
I think you're right. I do remember hearing that about Post Malone.
Because he's
buying-
a big MTG fan. So
Yeah.
he went to the guy's house, saw his collection, and purchased the card. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah, because that video that we just shared was actually from 2 years ago, but ties in perfectly with like the topic of today. Well, a mini topic, I should say, about the cards. And it is true, like these cards are insane. Just to give a little backstory about how insane card prices are going up now. So obviously, big Harry Potter fan. Back in the day, there was a company called Artbox that used to do various cards of different IPs, licensed, right? And they would include like autograph, prop, and costume cards from certain movies. So they did Harry Potter. So you could pull like a card of like Emma Watson or whatever it is. And these cards are like the company completely broke, went out of business like over a decade ago. So these cards are super expensive now. If you want to buy a box factory sealed, minimum a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 depending on the series now. Like this shit is insane for all card collectors. It is wild. And like it happened actually due to 2020 because everyone was at home bored and they're like, I'm gonna start collecting cards. So because of 2020, all these cards have skyrocketed up and some of them are slowly going back down. You'll see that for some of them, but a lot of them are just going up now because everybody wants them.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
All right. Well, speaking of cards, yeah, wow. Harry Potter, cool.
Hey, it wasn't just Harry Potter. I'm talking like as a whole card collecting.
Oh, it's true. COVID also made it good. The what is it? Collectibles go down in price a lot, and so now stuff is starting to go back up. So yeah.
So we saw we've talked about the Pokemon gouging that's been going on as well. We also saw this video online with grown men brawling outside of Costco over Pokemon cards. I hate when they say grown men doing this, but I get what they're saying here. Let's check out this insanity here.
Get your fucking homie back right now. What do you mean? You just never know.
Sorry, I haven't seen this.
Oh shit!
He doesn't even have he's missing a shoe.
This is the biggest nerd fight I've ever seen.
I love it. It's literally the buddy hops and then he splits. I freaking love it. He literally physically splits.
See ya. So they're fighting over Pokemon cards.
Costco, Brantford. Bunch of people fighting.
I'm assuming they're all scalpers. Or some of them are probably real fans. They're like, hey man, I wanted a box.
Right. Have you ever wanted something so much you're willing to fight somebody over it, Mally?
No.
No?
No.
What fan are you?
Yeah, not that serious of one. I'm a fake fan, I guess, if I ain't willing to throw down.
What is and this is a question for the chat as well. What is the thing that you'd be willing to fight somebody over? Just curious. What about you, Blabs? There's got to be something you'd be willing to fight somebody over.
I've never wanted to fight anyone in my life. I've never wanted to physically punch anybody, like ever, really.
Yeah, but really, there's something.
But really, like for real, no, I don't want something that bad that it comes to violence. I'd rather just pay up front for it like an honest human being. And I wouldn't buy it from a scalper because, like,
yeah,
no, I just wouldn't. I know the value of stuff I want to buy, and I'm like, you're overcharging here. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
No, me too. I'm not gonna go and capitulate and give a scraper like the money that he's asking for. I'd rather just honestly live without it.
Yeah, I'd rather wait. Like I've waited 5-7 years for an item before I found it reasonably, or I was like, I'm never gonna get this item, I'm gonna get it now, kind of deal. Yeah, no, I've waited. I have like the meme. I did my waiting. I literally did. I've done it. Doing it right now. I'm literally waiting for stuff. I see it. I'm like, I know the price. You bitch.
You bitch.
Yeah.
All right, well, one thing that I think you've waited on for a long time, Blabs, is a new Lego experience. And we have a new Lego experience coming soon as we are crossing over with Nintendo. Lego Cross Pokemon.
Finally.
Yay! Oh, this is going to be fun.
I love that you guys are so excited about this. All right, let's check it out. Let's check out the teaser.
How do you not love Lego?
Because Craig's weird.
Hold on. Okay, there it is. There these people too. How fun. Okay, can we stop for a second? Hold on.
Why? I love it.
Let's just stop down for just 1 second, please. Blabs, control the show. I'll be right back.
Okay, are you getting some Lego?
1000%.
Nice. Okay. Sweet.
What were
Anyway,
all
so
of the I feel like I did Lego, Lincoln Logs, Tinker Toys. Like I had all the little building stuff.
I love the Lincoln Logs and the little people and stuff.
Yes.
Making houses, my jam. Because we're like, what, 2 years age difference. So we grew up with around the same stuff, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. All the same
Are
fun
you a
stuff.
98 baby?
I'm a 99.
You're 3 years difference. Okay, so you're right there. It's fine. But yeah, the thing I want to share about this though is because a lot of the off brands and knockoff brands of Lego have been doing Pokemon stuff for years, right? And I'm like, dude, you guys would be just making bank if you went and like collaborate together. So finally we get the Pokemon, but you have to wait until 2026, chat.
Oh my god.
It's coming out next year. I just did a little teaser announcements today, so yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What
And you
Legos
know they're
did you
gonna
play?
release like them so far apart. Like, okay, here's the first evolution. Have fun. Like,
Well, they just showed off like the Mario Kart one from Mario Day. Did you see that one?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that one's
like
gonna be a
one
nice
too.
set. So,
Yeah.
and the Nintendo collaboration is fairly new in terms of like IPs with Lego. So, yeah. Oh, what have you got? Oh, he's got a tub.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not
Every-
yours, Craig. That's your kids. That's
I
probably
was gonna say you
Kenzie's.
clearly went and got the kids' toy bucket.
Every parent has a giant bucket of Legos, right?
Yeah, but it's not yours. Start building.
Well, I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. We have this thing of like, we have this this teaser over here of like the Pikachu tail is what we're looking at here.
Are you
But
gonna build that?
we already have all the blocks. We got all the blocks here. It's just these tiny little pieces. These are outside of this little base piece here.
Yes, you can build it yourself and like make a
know.
mock-up
Yeah.
and everything, but like it's
Yeah,
not the
Lego
same.
already, I'm pretty sure they already make all of the pieces you would need for all these pieces. So if you
Yes.
wanted to build a Pokemon, you could, but they sell the packs now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who make like mocks, which are basically like mock-ups, and they do like their own ways and stuff.
Like
Yeah.
professional Legoers who have just like stockpiles of certain Lego pieces. That's crazy. That's next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I follow this YouTuber, and I tried to get him on the show once, but he kind of flaked out, so I'm calling his ass out. This was years ago, so it's all right. He's a YouTuber called M&R Productions, and he's a huge Lego guy. Like he's got almost like 1 million
That's not a
subscribers, I wanna
tail.
say.
That's an L.
Can
Close
you
enough.
get your shit together, Craig?
Well, no, listen. This box is filled with like girl stuff. All right.
Right? So get going.
Right. So
I
go
know
ahead and
girl.
pull Pikachu
Listen
out
to
of
my
there. I'll wait.
echo reverbing. Hold on, we got some nice
Come on,
microphones.
Lego ASMR.
Yeah, here we go. All right. So yeah, this is all. It's like my daughters have a bunch of stuff. I got whatever this thing is here. We got.
Looks like part of a roof.
I love this piece. This is the.
Oh yeah,
That's the
best.
piece that Craig uses because his girls will be like, "Here, Dad, help me take this apart."
something with a. Oh, this is looks like some sort of cart.
Wagon, yeah.
Yeah.
You could for sure build Barbie's dream house with that.
I
gotta-
feel like you have like the Disney Barbie kind of thing where it's like the tall Lego minifigures almost, right?
We
For
got
the girls, yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's a little bed set there, like little
there
bed.
is,
Isn't that
Half
cute?
bedroom.
Yeah, a little. Yeah. So, anyways, with that said, I can build Pikachu right now.
Well, go on, Craig, do it.
Yeah,
Listen,
go ahead then. Prove it.
I got a show to do.
I'll do it. You build.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You just sit there, buddy. Anyway, what's next?
Craig's
Now I
the
gotta
kid that would
scroll.
put the square block in the round hole.
Oh yeah.
I did find that, Mally. I found the square block for you. Right, it's actually right here. Right
Oh,
there.
oh, okay.
There you go, Mally.
I like the chat. They're like, well, we're waiting.
There's yellow pieces in here. It's all pinks and purples.
What's funny is you really only have to build the tail because that's all that was in the trailer, but you
Yeah,
can't
right?
build that.
I
Yeah,
did
this
it.
was it. Come on, Craig, build that.
Look right there.
You just need some plates.
I did.
That's the wrong one.
What the-
Come on, get your shit together. You should
Go
know
on,
the
Greg.
terms. Know the
That's the
terminologies
first
of
one I
bricks.
found.
You need some like 2x2s plates and like 2x4s and stuff, and you'll be fine. You got to get the right color yellow also because some of the yellows have
In my
gotten
mind,
changed.
this worked a lot better than what is happening right now because I just grabbed the first box because we do have like 2 other bins of what the fuck is this? Like what is I don't even know what's happening right here.
The
Yeah,
bridge.
I imagine just grabbing it and making it and making it very easily. That has not been good because once again I have this. Look at the colors, the color palette. I'm here to. What am I
Well,
working
make
with
a
here,
purple
kid?
Pikachu.
What's that?
Make a purple Pikachu.
Oh, you don't want it to be yellow? Okay, I can do that.
I mean, make it Craig worthy, I guess. I don't know.
All right,
Give it
sounds
some
good.
color.
Sounds good.
Some
I
spirit.
I kind of want to like make sure that I don't want to like ruin any of this stuff. But here's the thing: like, if my daughter's having played with it,
Daddy, you ruined my Lego.
right. Look, I mean, here you go. We got this is. Let me just kind of glance here. All it is. Shut up! Leave me alone. Dude. Keep going to the show.
No, this is highly more entertaining.
Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, this is more fun. We're just trolling like a man
build
with
Legos later.
Legos.
I'll find it. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. Damn
There's gonna be a
Legos.
picture on Twitter later of just some like really dysfunctional yellow Lego piece. Like, I did it.
All right. Yeah, I know. I'll post it on X later today. I fucking did it.
I want to
Anyways,
be tagged. I'm waiting.
Pokemon Cross Lego coming soon. All right.
Not coming soon. It's coming next year, 2026.
Yeah. Soon enough. How's that?
Yes.
There you go.
Well, it'll be soon on X.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming soon this afternoon. All the way. Craig is a wuss.
Oh no! Don't attack the manhood, Blabs. No.
Big words.
Yeah. Okay. I will listen. I'm writing it in my things to do.
Make a Pikachu tail.
Pikachu Lego.
Pikachu tail on X.
I guarantee you, Craig, you just gotta go to Grok and be like, "Show me Pikachu tail."
Right,
on
it's
Lego
gonna be
form.
AI.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing, actually. I made a meme of J.K. Rowling for a thumbnail. It's just her wearing sunglasses. Like, shout out Grok for helping with thumbnails lately. It's great.
Yeah. Well, while I build my next Lego creation, Blabs, why don't you read a couple super chats, starting with Raphael's here.
All right. Raphael says there used to be different kinds of ketchup, including fish ketchup, mushrooms, and even banana. That is.
Oh yeah, I've heard of banana ketchup before.
Of course you have. It's just that tomato kind became the most popular by far, especially in the West. Thank you for that. I don't even see it highlighted anymore. Oh, there it is. Thank you very much. Marty on Plus says, I will fight to keep what is mine. Thank you very much. Lego sets unrealistic expectations. Made beds. Thank you very much. Benjathan says, Blabs, you are cruel. Leave big man Craig alone with his Barbie Legos. He's living his life right there.
Leave me alone.
No. Bullying is builds character. Mercenary says, I'm so getting Pokemon Legos. Hell yeah. Like, all the guys I know are going to be like, having a field day with this next year.
Oh, yeah.
Bike Short Senpai says, I unfortunately have nothing to fight for. What do you mean? Don't you want your nut every single day, bro? That's what you've been saying on streams. Mercenary says, I got assaulted in a Costco parking lot by a Karen. Okay, I want to hear the story of this. Do tell, Mercenary.
Of course you did, Mercenary.
It's always Mercenary. Kirsha will probably talk about how her husbando got to play Assassin's Creed Shadows early. I still got some Harry Potter TCG cards with cool special foils, Blabs. So do I, though, too. Also just check out the avatar. Actually, K as an AI. Wild. Thank you very much for that. Drop says, Post Malone paid a mint to get this guy's ring. Yeah, wild. I don't know if I'd ever pay $2 million for a card, but then again, I don't have $2 million, so. Drop Barracuda for 5 says, clear ketchup captures that moment when you don't shake the bottle and squirt the separated ketchup water on your food and bottles it to enjoy anytime.
I made it.
Thanks. Yeah, shout out to Grok.
Look at that. That's
literally says Grok on the bottom right.
That's what I expect.
Yeah,
disregard that. Disregard that. Disregard this down here. That's what I expect it to look like when it's all said and done.
Oh, I'm sure it'll look really, really good. It's should be at least. I mean, because like I said,
summon a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Is yours gonna summon a lightning bolt?
Maybe put a couple spark plugs on it and maybe a
spark plugs.
You're good.
Oh my god!
All right. Let's keep moving on. Hey, you know who's a giant piece of shit?
That's a segue.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin is a giant piece of shit. And I think we all understand that. We all recognize the giant piece of shit nature of him. But this Blabs, in our run sheet, just says sympathy for Alec Baldwin. And I will tell you, yes, and I will just say no sympathy for Alec Baldwin. Did you see the clip of him and his wife on the red carpet at Planet Hollywood, Mally?
No, what?
Oh, let's see. Let's get.
Oh, yeah, this is entirely new to me. What?
Let's get this reaction.
No,
Here we go. Sorry.
The Ilaria Show.
I think we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great.
This
You're
season,
a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
Damn.
I think this is a really raw show, and it's very real, and we took a lot of chances. And I think that we'll see where it leads us. We'll see what it feels like to have to be out there, and then we'll see, if people like it.
Blabs, I feel like we need to have this right here.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking.
Skip for the show. But that is his. This two trash people standing together, being trash people next to each other, and there is his wife here. Really, and you see the reaction. Just watch his reaction after this.
This
You're
season,
a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
They
Damn,
both
bro.
I'm sorry, and then the look at the camera. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Dude, he's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. If you keep letting that clip play, you can see like a million different reactions in his face. Like he goes
he
from
had to hold
pissed
that in because
off.
he was on camera. Oh my.
Yeah, he's pissed off. Look at that face. He's furious. And then he even walks away. Look at him. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He knows it's time to just pack it up.
I bet they hate each other and they're just staying together for like PR. There's
Yeah,
no
you
way
don't
you talk to
somebody
someone
like that who you love.
No.
Well,
this is like Will Smith and Jaden almost, or whatever Jada, whatever the fuck her name is. She's that's that type of behavior, right? She's super verbally abusive and manipulative, and like the husband's basically cowering, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Alec and Will seem to have that in common. It's almost like that's what they go for. They want women who kind of put them in a corner like that. It's very uncomfortable. You could tell that even though Will went up to slap them, he was definitely the beta in that situation.
It's very cuck-like. And you know what she reminds me of? Kamala Harris, like in the 2020 election, like the presidential election. She's like, I'm speaking.
Yeah. No, there were so many little bitches on TikTok who thought that was a power statement and they used that. And so I bet you that's where all of these women who act like this got that mentality is they're like, oh, well, if Kamala does it, then I can do it. It's like, no, bitch, nobody wants to hear your big ass mouth talk. Really?
Well, we're not done with her. Her name is Hilaria Baldwin. Hilaria? Okay.
Yeah, Hilaria. It's basically Hillary.
Okay. This also came out. Hilaria Baldwin claims the whole world was mean to me after she was slammed for Spanish accent.
Yeah, so I actually can give the TLDR for this because I've seen this for like a couple of years now. So she was born in America, born and raised, like little white girl, right? And all of a sudden she becomes super famous and she has this Spanish accent all of a sudden. And she would literally get confused on like cooking shows and stuff like that. And be like, oh, how do you say this in English and all that stuff? And it's like, she actually would. Like, I've seen these clips of her be like, oh, I'm so confused. What do you say? What's the word in this in English? You know, I'm like, my accent and all that. And she's like, she's born and raised here. She's got a fake accent. She like graduated high school in America and all this shit. And then she goes and she's like, they were mean to me when people called out my fake accent. And she was like really faking an accent for years.
So wait, hold on. She's like Elizabeth Warren, except Spanish.
Yeah, she's no Pocahontas.
Oh my God. Well, that's
oh my gosh.
That's interesting to say.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like, what a duo.
Yeah. Here she is walking out of like this is I don't know. I haven't pre-screened this. We'll see what happens. Hilaria Baldwin speaks in a fake Spanish accent after her husband Alec was charged in shooting. Let's see what she has to say.
Are these charges fair?
Is Alec going to come out and talk to us?
You know, I'll talk to you. Come. And you have to stay away from
It's so fucking fake.
Come. I want you away from my house. I'll talk to you. Come. Stay away from the baby. Not too close. You have very good lenses. You guys can all stay away. Okay?
So are these charges fair?
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. You're not going to ask me questions. I'm going to tell you.
Got it.
Okay? I want you
anyways, you can see what's going on with that.
Wait, did she like walk away from the car to then battle the paparazzi intentionally? That was
yeah, PR stunts.
Wow.
Yeah, she was born in Boston, so like she doesn't have a Spanish accent.
Everything everything is so fucking fake. Like that's the most amazing thing about all this. It's so fucking fake.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, really, how fake it is. And my only thing about this is like these people deserve each other. They truly do. They're just giant assholes who everything about God.
It doesn't make you feel bad when you see them treat each other like shit in person, because then it's like, oh, you deserve each other. If you're going to be this awful to the rest of the world, you might as well just make each other miserable forever. That's what you deserve.
That's just, golly, that's just so fucking weird.
I found a video of her where she forgets the word onion in English.
Oh,
I love
please
it.
pull that up. Yes.
Here it is. Let's start over.
And then my husband hates onions. I forgot it. Okay.
What is the word? Onions.
He seems annoyed.
This is pathetic. This is where we're at. Like, you have like one guy, like the husband accidentally murders somebody on set. And then you have this bitch who like has been faking a Spanish accent for years on end. It's just wild. What a bunch of phonies.
Oh my gosh. You'd think that after faking that long, you'd start to like get good at speaking a little bit, but I mean, she's faking it from the beginning to the end. Nothing's real.
She could afford like somebody to teach her how to have a fake accent. Like, tutor me, senpai, you know? Nope.
Literally.
Crazy.
Wild.
All right. Well, that's fake as shit. And they deserve each other. And I'll say this. There's a lot of stuff that's been crazy over the last little bit that's been fake as shit. And we've had some good discoveries over the last 24 hours or so. And I would like to talk about the JFK Files now, because this is something that living in Dallas pretty much my entire life, I am fascinated by this. This is something that gets brought up all the time. You take people down. Like when Blabs and Phoenix were down a couple of weeks ago, we brought them down to the 6th floor museum. They saw on the ground where JFK got shot in the head. There's an X on the ground there where we got shot. You can go down there, see the grassy knoll, the whole thing in downtown Dallas. So this, to me, with all the JFK files being released yesterday, has been really, really interesting to watch. And before the show, I was like, well, let's talk about the JFK files. And Blabs was like, well, it was a big nothing burger. But I actually think it was
well,
actually.
I wouldn't say it's a big nothing burger. I just kind of feel like it's a bit of a letdown. That's all.
Why?
Well, because like all these conspiracy theories that we've had for ages and ages, right? Then we have an 80,000 page statement that kind of basically already proved everything that we knew, and there was no new information really, right?
No,
from my understanding at least.
Actually, there was a shit ton of new information. It just comes down to how far you want to look. And to be clear, you got 80,000 pages here. People have not gone through all this yet.
Okay.
But Mally, first and foremost, are you interested in the JFK files at all? Is this something that's
Oh yeah, very. I didn't know that they were dropped yesterday. I hadn't heard about it because my last hearing of it was when the conservative influencers got invited to the White House for those binders that didn't really go anywhere. So like that was my last note on this.
Well, let's give you the quick rundown here. And there were some really interesting tidbits that came out. And there's a lot of people going through this like line by line, reading this page by page. The one thing that we know pretty much confirmed is that the CIA did it. It was an inside job. They more or less orchestrated the whole thing. And here's a quick TLDR of what it is. The CIA orchestrated the entire assassination. Links to Mossad and Israel, possible ties to the Rothschild family, as the CIA was working with Rothschild's Paris home. There was a CIA agent named Gary Underhill who was murdered after revealing that the JFK assassination was a CIA operation. Now, this is a name that I'd never heard before, but man, he apparently like knew it was a CIA thing, and apparently, what I read here was that there was a group of called like rogue CIA agents who had like a side operation, making a bunch of money, bringing in like bootleg stuff and contraband and stuff. And apparently JFK got wind of it, and he was gonna shut it down. And that's how the CIA was associated with it. right? Anyway, this Gary Underhill guy knew it, and like 6 months later, he was killed. He didn't say anything about it publicly, but he ended up, and the way he was killed, it was ruled a murder, or I'm sorry, a suicide, but the way that he was killed didn't make any sense at all. He was a right-handed shot, but he was shot behind the left ear with a, so he'd have to pull the trigger with his left hand instead of his right hand. The gun had a silencer on it. Like, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. So, there was just all these things that kind of that add up together. Anyways, JFK Jr., the son of JFK, called Joe Biden a traitor in 1994 in a letter when Biden was a senator at the time. Some other things, JFK files show that Lee Harvey Oswald was a spy, attempted to get a visa to go into the USSR from Mexico City twice. He was considered the most effective and dangerous intelligence officer in Mexico by a Russian consular officer, which, I don't think anybody's ever said that about Lee Harvey Oswald, but you never know, right? Then there was this as well. The Dallas Police Department examination indicated Lee Harvey Oswald, whom the Warren Commission alleges fired the $26 World War II vintage Italian carbine, had no powder burns on his chest, arms, or hands, which if you shoot a gun, that stuff's on your hand. That stuff is all over you. So that would make it impossible for him to have shot the shot, which if you don't have any of that shit on you, you'd have some sort of residue. So that's interesting for sure. Jack Ruby allegedly met with Lee Harvey Oswald at a nightclub weeks before JFK was killed. That's interesting. Like, why would that happen? Lee Harvey Oswald was known to be a poor shot, according to the new files here. He was a poor shot when he tried to target firing in the USSR. So once again, this is one of the most miraculous shots in the history of anything. 2 shots, headshots from that angle, which, Blabs, you saw that angle. Like,
yeah, you got to be pretty precise.
Right. Here's another summary here. In summary, the CIA killed JFK. Oswald was the fall guy. JFK Jr. Called Senator Biden a traitor in 1994. And there's some other things as well. CIA was watching Lee Harvey Oswald before the assassination. This guy named Sergey, which nobody really knows who this is. Sergey knew Oswald would be killed after killing Kennedy, and that Martin Luther King would also be killed. He knew Kennedy would be killed in Dallas as well. So, like, these are all things that kind of came out of this. And, Sergey, whoever this person is, but there was a lot of knowledge that this was going to happen. And I think that's probably the most interesting thing about this is, like Blabs, you said, it just validates what a lot of conspiracy.
Yeah, and unfortunately, nothing's ever going to come out of this because everyone involved is already dead, which really sucks because, like, justice for the people who are innocent and all this, of course. But I find this very much to do with, like, modern day politics. The whole stuff with Fauci, just absolutely cleared, cover up, moving on. It's the same thing, just different story, really. And to me, it's just pretty disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Mally, this is your first time hearing that stuff. I don't know, your thoughts on that?
Gosh, I mean, it's kind of par of the course, unfortunately, that all of our conspiracies end up being true. I want to say all of this surprises me, but it doesn't. It just kind of seems like, oh, all right, that makes a lot more sense. Like, that makes the story puzzle pieces that we've heard for the last so many years make sense. Yeah.
I think the other thing to consider here is that this is the official government story and all the everything that went along with that. And the government has fucked up many, many times, countless times, right? We know this. And I said this yesterday, but I think the reason why this is so interesting to me is I think this is what the fuck? Okay. Sorry, my phone's my watch is talking to me. I see this as like a line of demarcation where the world literally changed, right? Specifically the United States and how it operates and the bureaucracy and everything associated with that. And that's what's most fascinating thing about that. And will anything change from this? No, it won't. But having that transparency is important. Will we know who actually killed him? No, because the government never wanted it to get out in the first place, right? But who pulled the trigger? Why they pulled the trigger? where they pulled the trigger from, right? There's rumors of, the grassy knoll. There was another gunman there. There was there's a video of it looks like the driver pulling around and literally shooting him in the face. There's all these like really, I don't think we'll ever know that, but having 80,000 pages to go through to look at is comforting to know that like this is everything we got. And while it is probably a sanitized version of everything we got, that's better than nothing. And I appreciate that our president put it out there, I would say. And while I am disappointed that we don't know, hey, this person did it at this point, and this was the whole idea behind it. I feel better than I did 2 days ago about this. So
that's fair.
And I was thinking about this last night. I put this out on X. I said, now that we know the CIA government, killed JFK, does that change your perspective on where we're at as a society in America today? What other domestic terrorism? And I think it's important to call it. This is fucking terrorism, right? You kill a sitting U.S. president. When the government kills the sitting United States president, that is fucking terrorism, right? What other domestic terrorism have they done in this from the inside? Does it make you appreciate what's happening now more or less with the transparency and everything like that from the current administration? So I don't know. You got any thoughts on any of those questions, Mally?
Gosh, I mean, it definitely makes me thankful for what's happening now because personally, I don't want to say trust government in any sentence, but I do trust this administration more than any of the others. That's for sure. And I have more faith in this and what they put out and what's going on than anything else. And that being the case, I am more comforted. I can't say I'm comforted or I have faith or I have trust because I don't. It's the government. Like you said, they fucked up so many times. It's hard to trust any of it, no matter how good the guy, you like at the top is. He's only one of many. Like all of the people underneath him fucked up back in 2016. So I've been shown that I can't trust this. But like you said, I definitely feel better than I did a few days ago. I would want more, but I think when you get to this many people, you have to kind of take what you get. You're not going to get everything. So
does this close the book on JFK in the United States? No.
I mean, they admitted aliens were real, and that didn't close that book. Nobody shut up about that. I don't think that anything is going to stop being talked about or conspiracied about or discussed or pried open or investigated just because, here's $80,000 of whatever we fucking told you is real. Like, okay, sure. There's still going to be people who don't buy it,
Okay, think about what you just said. They admitted aliens are real, right? Like what a fucking earth-shattering thing when they're like, yeah, aliens are real. And people are just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, it takes so much more, I think, these days to get a genuine reaction out of people. And all of these things are things that we have been screaming about for years, that it's unsurprising when we're told that we're right. It's almost kind of like it's overdue. So we're all sitting here like, okay, yeah, we know, on to the next thing. Like, I think most people are kind of unsurprised. I don't know.
Yeah, it was amazing how that was just kind of flossed over, the aliens thing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. These fucking beings from another planet are here. Just wanted to let you know.
Shout out Transformers, Autobots.
Blabs, what are your thoughts? Do you have anything on the JFK stuff? Like anything that piques your interest about it? Or
I find it very, very interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's so disgusting. All of it. It's so disgusting. The people who should be, brought to justice, they're never going to get it because they're gone, right? All of it disgusts me. It really does. The whole thing. Everybody involved. And I really hope that Epstein files come out because there are people still suffering from all that today. We're still, in human trafficking, sex trafficking, etc. So I really hope that comes to light, but I feel like a lot of it's going to be covered up and it might take another X amount of years before we see that. And to answer your question about inside jobs, I'm pretty sure we can't actually answer that on YouTube. Mommy YouTube will take us down, but there's plenty of answers for that one.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like we can't really answer that one on YouTube.
Right. That is true. That is true. They'll come in and they'll all of a sudden the stream ends really quickly.
Cut.
All right. Let's move on to something a little more lighthearted. But I appreciate the JFK conversation. in the world of like things that are very interesting to me, JFK is probably a top 10 thing. Just why it happened, you know, being in the city and stuff. That's why I'm so intrigued by everything. And I can't wait for people to go through the full 80,000 pages, because this is just we have now. This was released 12 hours ago, whatever. Yeah. So, you know, our 18 hours, whatever it's been. So I'm very intrigued to see, once people are finished combing all this, what the tiny little details, and maybe they'll be able to put together exactly who did it, who pulled the trigger, and you know, the motive behind it. So Dan came into the tent, says, yeah, I try not to buy any more Lego sets. I only have the Jaws set still in the box because I haven't had time in the world to put it together. The Pokemon Lego is cool to hear. I won't get it. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. Marius came in with the I stand behind Alec Baldwin, never stand in front of him. Thank you, Marius. Noted. Ian came into the tent, says, after Alec shuffling off awkwardly like a Ricky Gervais character, guaranteed they have separate bedrooms for at least a decade. Ultra V says, at that moment, Alec thought, next time I'll point the gun at myself. Oh, fuck. Damn, Ultra V, that's fucking raw. Jason came in and says, 10 for the Montez. I'd love to see a Mega Man Montez. Hilarious Baldwin is hilarious. Thank you, Jason. Speaking of Montez, we're closing in on that goal. Dirt is King says, the guy who domed JFK deserves a medal. He and RFK almost caused a nuclear holocaust with their STD riddled misrule. I trust my cat as president more than JFK. LBJ was worse, but JFK was terrible. All right, tell us how you really feel, Dirt is King. Salon came in, says, shout out to Short Fat Otaku for believing nothing is connected, no crime is connected, enacting the will of Globo Homo. Hashtag draft Dev. Okay. Dev, are you? I think I saw you in the chat, and congratulations. Hashtag Globo Homo.
Yeah, what is that?
Hug Me Ruddy came in and says, the Gary Underhill story has been known for years. It was a summary from a far-left Soviet magazine called Ramaparts. The latest batch of files have about as much credibility as CNN to me. Oh, okay, cool. All right, Ruddy. Well, appreciate that. It's good. Drawberry Kuda says, pro tip, upload all JFK documents to ChatGPT. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen very, very soon. I'm sure it's already been done. Tony says the three-letter agencies started all major events. Yes. Mercenary says it's just the tip of the iceberg. They stole JFK's head because word is that JFK wasn't in the car. Body doubling is being passed around as a back chain around. Okay, interesting.
See, didn't I say that in Texas though? I was like, imagine if it wasn't even JFK and it was like the whole like movie where they had the president swap out with Sigourney Weaver and everything. Don't you remember the movie? I forget what it's called. But I'm like, bro, what if it wasn't even JFK there?
I've never heard the body double theory, personally.
No, I'm just like, dude, tin hat moment.
Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Mercenary. And
Dave, thank you. Yes, chat. The movie is named Dave.
All right, let's move on to something a little more lighthearted over here. But George came in on Plus, says, after watching that Dylan intro, all I have to say is, I hate you, Craig. I'll never forget you for making me watch that. Thanks, George. By the way, we are 3 yellow supers away from Montez for the day.
On y'all.
Get there. Delta came into the 10, says, I'm glad I never got hooked on TGC collecting. During COVID, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Though. There was a collector's tin with a card that had been around for 20 years, going for $150 on site, and I looked up the price now, and they're selling it for 10. Thank you, Delta. Appreciate it. John says, does Craig remember the Cabbage Patch Kids? How people were literally taking them for kids from kids in stores. Oh yeah. There's been many toy crazes over the years. Cabbage Patch Kids were one. I think Nintendo 64 was another. Just a few years ago, there was another big toy craze. Tickle Me Elmo was a big.
Wasn't the American Girl dolls thing like a really big thing for a hot second?
And the Furbies were a really big thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Furbies, yeah.
Have you ever seen a Tickle Me Elmo without his like fur on? It's terrifying.
No,
what, just like an endoskeleton Elmo?
Yeah, like an animatronic without its covering. Somebody posted that once years ago. It was terrifying because he's like, ha 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 ha,
Oh, the chat screaming Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies were hard to get. People went psycho for those.
Now
yeah.
the Beanie Babies TY are like worthless now. It's wild.
Yeah. Dude, I knew people who had literal bins of these things.
Yeah. I used to have them as toys to just play with, but not like, they were worthless.
Yeah.
Here's Tickle Me Elbow without the fur.
It's terrifying.
There we go. There's Tickle Me Elbow.
Uh-huh.
Here's Tickle Me Elbow without said fur.
What's he doing?
And then this guy just decided at the end, which is pretty freaking brilliant, to
oh my gosh,
throw on there. That's good. And then we have this one right here.
Okay.
Knife. I mean, why not, right? Tickle Me Elmo with knife hands.
Wow.
It's good.
There's actually like another one that has like part of his face that's even more terrifying real fast. We gotta show this one. This one's
I was really glad that the face wasn't. Oh, that one's worse. Yep.
This is the one I've seen.
Oh, that is a spawn from hell.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's straight from hell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to something a little nicer. Hey, you love yourself some theme parks, Mally.
I do.
And Epic Universe is coming very soon. This has been a reoccurring topic on our channel. Yes. The latest theme park from Universal over there in Orlando, Epic Universe, launches in May 25th, I believe. We have our first look inside the Universal Epic Universe theme park. These are
May 22nd.
May 22nd, whatever it is. Yeah, coming up in May. So we have this. We have the this is from the ministry here, the Ministry of Magic. Blabs, does that look cool to you?
Yeah, this is actually straight from the second Fantastic Beasts movie.
Okay, I don't
know. There's a lot going on with Universal and like Fantastic Beasts stuff that I'm not gonna like go autistic on you for. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not connected to the direct Harry Potter film, so if you don't recognize it, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, this all looks really
I'm so excited. Look at that.
Dark Universe. This is the one that I think most people are really looking forward to.
Yes,
that's unique.
So,
very unique.
The one thing I've heard about the big ride that's in this is that it's fucking phenomenal. I saw some people who have previewed it, and they said there's like a million monsters in it. They're all trying to get you. It's really exciting. So I'm very much excited for that.
Yeah, I saw the one video from that specifically that I've seen is like the werewolf swiping at you. Mm-hmm. So it looks a lot like what Disney wanted the Yeti in Expedition Everest to be, with the full range of motion, the speed, the swipe, the size, the intimidation, everything. But theirs flopped in the first year and they haven't been able to turn it back on. And now Dark Park over here is like, hey.
Awesome.
It's like they really were like, let me hold my beer to Disney with, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and all their latest theme parks. And they're like, hold my beer. I'll show you what we can do.
Epic Universe is about to crush at Disney. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest, I'm kind of really excited to see Disney taken down a peg, because I think competition is a great thing. And the idea that, it goes back to, if I can bring it back to wrestling for a minute, back when WWF had WCW, they were fighting against each other. You got to have big competitors here. And I think nothing bad can come from having a good rival. And Universal has always just kind of it's been good, but it's always been the other, right? Mm-hmm. And now when you are creating something with like this, How to Train Your Dragon, which kids love this shit, right? And you have the opportunity to meet Toothless here. That's pretty freaking cool, I guess.
Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, Mally, I can see your TikToks now.
Dude, that would be so cool though. That looks good. That looks good. I would love to meet him.
Like, is this an animatronic though? I couldn't really figure this one out. Or is it like a statue? It's not a person, I don't think.
It's definitely an animatronic, but it's definitely not a statue is what I meant to say, because like he moved in that other one.
Yeah.
But like his foot being on that rock looks very oddly placed, and it makes it look like he's an immobile animatronic that you can approach whenever you want, kind of thing. So he may not have a super long line because he's always there, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we have this as well. Stormfly and Astrid You can meet them as well. Here is the promotional footage put out.
Oh, and shocker, she looks right.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, Mally? She looks right.
Well, I mean that she looks like her character the way she should, and not a nepo baby.
Oh, she doesn't look like that?
No, that's a nepo baby.
It's such a bad still of this chick too. Like, I'm sorry, they really did not flatter her with this photo.
No.
You know, this is from Valiant. He says, "Why did Parks nail Astrid's look, and yet in the movie give us this?" Right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised they actually didn't hide that response. I'm glad that they did. But yeah, you know, it seems like they're really doing this right, and I think for the first time, Disney has real competition in Orlando for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I actually do have some criticism though.
Yeah. No, but like you said, they need that. Like, I don't feel there's no night without day, right? Like, you're not going to have any motivation to get better than a competitor who's trying to steal your audience. So Disney hasn't been trying to get better for years because they are just the monopoly of the market. So now if something's actually trying to steal their attention, maybe, just maybe, they'll put in a little bit of, you know, audience attention effort where they're actually trying to appeal to their fans and not piss them off.
Blabs, you said you had some criticism?
I do.
Of course.
Well, listen, no, I'm being fair here. Like, the dragon, why wasn't that an animatronic and not a human? If you pay attention really closely to the Astrid's dragon, it's actually a human, like a person just wearing the outfit. I'm like, you can see the legs. It doesn't look very authentic, you know, in the background. I think, honestly, they should have just done the extra mile and made an animatronic, a movable one, that way you can get out of the way or whatever, like, whatever, some sort of thing like that. I think that was a little bit cheap, but I do like that they did Astrid based off the originals. But then you got to also think about how long these things have been in development for, right? Like, it's not like this happened last year or 2 years ago when casting was announced for Astrid. This shit's been in the work for at least 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? Based off the movies. So for people wondering why it looks like Astrid, not from the movies, that's why, because it's been programmed for years now. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I like I said, I'd love to do a show out there when they launch. I think that
shows last. I would spend the whole week at Epic.
Yeah. I think you probably could. Maybe it's just a week of lines at Epic because you're going to be one of the writers.
So crazy. Yeah. You're gonna need multiple days at like each park, I feel like, to really look at all the little minute details of everything, because they're just so good at Universal with the details.
Drop Barracuda says has teeth, which Toothless didn't have much of. You know, that is true. They know the character better than I do. I know of How to Train Your Dragon. I know my kids have seen it. I've not. So
go watch it. It's a fun one.
Oh, it's really cute. You would like it.
The music's great too. So at least stay for the music.
Yeah.
Just stay for the music. Sounds good.
And also, he does have teeth. So if you watch,
they're just not as much.
His teeth are retractable. Okay.
William says, I see they whitewashed her at the park. That's right.
I actually commented that same thing. And just like, I think it got like hundreds of thousands of views on Twitter because I just said, okay, so why is it that and I replied to the Orlando Universal and just said, so why is it that she's accurate here and not there? And somebody commented and was like, oh, well, it's because it's based off the animation. And it's like, oh, so like everything should be? You mean like the live action should be? Right. That's so funny we say that.
It's going to be so interesting to see the merch specifically for the movie, because it's going to be like Astrid based off the movie. It's like, well, how is this going to sell?
Well, you want to know what's funny is Disney's doing that exact thing. I walked past a little pop-up stand when we were in Disney a couple weeks ago, and it was in California Adventure over by the Little Mermaid ride, and they had Little Mermaid merch, right? And, you know, they have the bubble blowers and the stuffed animals and all that shit. Side by side, they had the Jodie Benson animated Little Mermaid in a white plush doll. And then next to her, they had the Halle Bailey Little Mermaid in a black plush doll. The only difference was the skin color and the hair texture. But they literally are selling them side by side so that you can just like, oh, you get to pick what you want. It's like, those are both the same character. How are we just pretending like they both exist in the same universe? They don't.
Yeah. All this race swapping stuff, it'll be very interesting to merch. Even if, like, let's say, for example, the HBO Harry Potter Snape casting is actually true 100%, the merch is going to be super interesting to watch that.
No one's going to want it. I'm not going to want it.
Gear came in and says Montez finale A late breaking news suggestion: British vigilante currently jailed went on hunger strike after his PlayStation, or rather his freedom, was taken away, or the SAG-AFTRA was a DEI scam. You know, I did see that about the British guy who's going on hunger strike after his PlayStation, and it's like, then fucking die. Like I mean that with all sincerity. You shouldn't have a PlayStation while you're in jail. Just I thought the idea was you're taking away people's freedoms, not just giving them things to enjoy. We are now 2 yellows away from Montez. I think we can get there today, guys. Let's go. Vinyl says, I can smell your thumbnail pick. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, that you can smell our thumbnail pick. Once again, you guys all see it. You guys clicked it. And, you know, I do have a solution for you, friend. That's right. Sydney Sweeney.
Ladies, we just want one thing, and that's natural body wash for our guys, of course, with scents like pine tar, wood barrel bourbon, coconut castaway.
I would have straight up giving away free promotion to this fucking brand, and I don't even
care. They deserve it.
Let's go.
And fresh falls.
You're cheating on me with Sydney Sweeney.
No, babe, she's a body wash genie. It's Dr. Squatch, natural body wash for men.
Dr. Squatch body wash.
Can I be real?
That was funny.
Can I be real about Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah.
She's not a very good actor. She doesn't seem
like she's like a Megan Fox, but at least a lot nicer.
I mean,
I don't know. I saw clips of her in
she has a couple really good things going
Was
for
that the name of the show? I saw clips of her from that other show that she got famous from, and she actually seemed kind of good.
Euphoria. That was it. I've seen clips and stuff. I don't think she's that great. I think it's mostly to do with her looks. Kind of like with Megan Fox back in the day. She's a total babe, and everyone just wanted her on screen for the sake of her beauty and not her acting.
No, I think it's her personality for sure. People love.
Yeah, close your mouth after staring at boobs. Okay.
All right. No.
I mean, okay. You want to know something cool about her though? She has a whole TikTok page where she works on cars.
Yeah.
That's
great.
her whole thing when in her own private life. That's what she does. I think that's sick.
Fan. Great personality. It's what's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to talk about Looney Tunes. We are up on it, man. We've been going so hard today; it's crazy. Will we even do our call-in show today? I don't even know if we'll have an opportunity to do it. It's crazy. We have things in our title that we need to hit, and I want to talk Snow White with you. But first, I want to talk problematic Looney Tunes, as the entirety, every single episode of Looney Tunes has been removed from Max. That is very intriguing to a lot of people.
Yeah.
As right here, you got this article from Deadline. It says the original Looney Tunes shorts, animated shorts, which ran during the golden age of animation from 1930 to 1969, have been scrubbed by Warner Brothers Discovery-owned Max. Deadline confirmed with a representative that the original shorts are no longer on Max. This is part of a new plan whereby the streamer will prioritize adult and family programming. Children programming, such as Looney Tunes and Sesame Street before it, doesn't fare as well and is no longer viewed as a priority. Other spin-off versions of Looney Tunes remain on the service, including 6 seasons of 2020's Looney Tunes cartoons, 2 seasons of 2015's Looney Tunes, New Looney Tunes, 2 seasons of 2002's Baby Looney Tunes, and 4-episode scripted podcast, Looney Tunes Presents Bugs and Daffy Thanksgiving Road Trip. Blah, blah, blah. So there are some other stuff, but it's all fairly
handpicked.
Yes, very handpicked here. This marks a departure from the previous maneuvers. In 2023, Max clarified that the classic cartoon will not be leaving the platform after an erroneous list of titles being removed in December included the program on it. Looney Tunes was included in error as a title leaving the platform. This is not the case, and the show will continue streaming on Max until now. The decision is not a surprising one, as children's animation has long seen a steady decline. Last year, the parent company shuttered Cartoon Network's website just a week after Boomerang streaming service, which aired mostly classic cartoons for Warner Brothers Animation Library. It shut it down.
Dude, I remember Boomerang.
So, right, Boomerang was interesting and fun for a lot of folks, but this is pointed out here. Looney Tunes has been removed by Max. This is why it feels like an attack. And a lot of people are pointing out that we mentioned the time frame here, 1930 to 1969. Now these are seen as problematic and from a different time period.
Of course.
Yes. We're talking about Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Elmer Fudd, who owns a
Wile E.
gun.
Coyote and
For
Roadrunner.
God's sakes. Yes, Sylvester the Cat. These are all seen as problematic. Speedy Gonzales, problematic, although incredibly embraced by the Hispanic heritage. People love. I remember when they were like, "Oh, Speedy Gonzales is problematic." Rah. It's like, dude, Hispanics love Speedy Gonzales. It's fucking great. It's like just like how white people love Hank Hill.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So yes, this is kind of where we're at here, and some people are taking this as an attack. Blabs, you were saying like, why not just do like a Max Jr. or something?
Yeah, because their reasoning, right, is that they are focusing away from children's like television or programming to adults. Okay, fine. You don't want children to have, next to something rated R. I get that, but why not make like Lil Max or Lil HBO, right? And that's where all the children's stuff can just be there in one section. I don't see the problem that you'd probably get a lot of views and a lot of hits because people be like, yes, perfect, something for my kids. That's not Disney. Boom, right there. But no, they won't. So yeah. I don't know. The way they're wording it, it's like, oh, we're just not focusing on that. But then you specific all these, like, you target specific things. It's like, so what's the real issue here? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a business move, but there's been talk about it being, Looney Tunes being problematic since the 90s. Everything's been about, being politically correct. Blech, so I saw a super chat earlier, which I wanted to get to. There was somebody who mentioned how it's been problematic forever, but it's it's just one of those things where like you go back and you watch these things, like you got Bugs Bunny in a dress, and like that's fucking funny, and now people be like, that's transphobic. You got Foghorn Leghorn, who is the classic Southern dummy, say whatever. And these are all stereotypes, and they're fucking funny, but I guess that's too much for today's audience. Kids today, they're trying to engineer kids from thinking that way, which is so ridiculous. All right. Blue Shell says, similar to Pepe's cancellation, I'm waiting for Marvin the Martian's cancellation for blackface. As stupid as it is, I'm preparing for it. Oh yeah, Pepe Le Pew. Totally forgot about Pepe Le Pew. Do you remember the sexual assault Pepe Le Pew a few years ago?
Yeah, wild.
I feel like that was around the same time that we decided Baby It's Cold Outside is suddenly not appropriate anymore.
Yes. That's right. That's right. We did decide. I say we decided that. We did not decide anything.
Right. The same we that decided Looney Tunes was inappropriate.
Yeah, and that Lola Bunny needed like a rechange.
Yeah, it needed a defeminizing look. Like, okay, go on TikTok and look up Lola Bunny, and there won't be a single girl who's portraying the new version of her.
Yeah.
Okay, trust me, everyone liked the flouncy version of her.
Yep.
Everybody did. I like, except for the one who's like, actually, there's always that. Actually,
I can't fit in that tiny outfit, so I don't like it.
Actually, I felt sad when I saw Lola Bunny. I felt inferior.
Oh, then that should inspire you to be prettier.
Oh shit. Damn, Mally. That should inspire you to be prettier.
Yeah, you're ugly when you complain, so maybe just shut up.
Man, that's fucking raw. I love it, Mally. How about you be just be prettier?
Yeah, fix it.
Be prettier.
Whatever you're doing with your face.
No uglies.
It's great.
Oh my gosh.
Marius is not surprised that kids aren't watching classic Looney Tunes anymore. TikTok is real life Looney Tunes. Great point, Marius. Good stuff. And Yankee Lover came and says, I'm 20. You are a Yankee Lover. Congratulations. You are the 20th yellow or higher super, which is just outstanding. Which I need to point out our top super of the day, the 20 that came in a little bit earlier. I want to make sure I pull that up. I want to make sure I say exactly who it was because they get to pick who it was. It was, yes, the Titter Pig Rancher. Let us know in the chat which Montez you want to go. Remember, we have 8 options. I should probably make a little graphic on the bottom for this. But we have 8 options. Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat. We have The Moon. We have Dustborn, Super Mario, Duck Hunt, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and Tetris. So, Titter Pig Rancher. Oh, I see on the chat, want Street Fighter 2. You got it, dude.
Bitch!
Montes wins. Perfect.
By the way, that is the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter 2. I can tell because Chun-Li is rail thin in that game. I just wanted to point that out. All right, let's talk Snow White. Mally, have you seen Snow White yet?
No, and I fucking refuse.
Okay. That's where we're at here. You're refusing to see it because I know a lot of influencers are going to see it with the intention of doing some sort of review. They feel like it's their duty, but you are saying no.
No, I know tons of influencers, some of which are, I could even say, like personal mutuals or friends who were even invited personally by Disney to go and attend the fan screening of this shit show. And all they are blind praise pawns. They just need people who will say positive things about it. That's why they canceled the red carpet. That's why they didn't invite media. They just invited desperate little influencers who want to be on the camera. That's all. That's all who was allowed to attend, or celebrity interviews like Jody.
Right. Well, critics have started to put their reviews out. Critics finally reveal what they think of Snow White as first reviews of Disney's woke remake are released. This is from Daily Mail.
Okay.
And so far, the reviews have been, here we go. Variety's film reporter, Katsi Stephan, said, Rachel Zegler is a shining supernova in Snow White, beautifully embodying the graceful, gentle nature of the OG Disney princess.
How much do you think they were paid to say that?
I think that's the other thing about that. There's a lot of skepticism when it comes to the traditional media, access media, who have to go and see it. It's a visual feast with show-stopping new musical numbers and, of course, dozens of enchanting animated animals. The screenplay wisely gives its heroine newfound depth through her fervent desire to become the leader her father believed she could be, and a love story that's sweet as apple pie.
You know, it's an insult to the main actress when you spend half of your compliment complimenting the CGI visual effects. Just saying.
Crooked Media's Matt DeGroot said, despite becoming an internet punching bag, Disney's remake of Snow White is actually mostly successful. Mostly successful. Yeah. Rachel Zegler is an absolute star. Most of the new stars are catchy and beautifully performed, and the visual palette is sumptuous and brilliant. Gal Gadot had beautiful gowns.
Oh, there's the first mention of Gal. There's the first mention. Okay, all right.
God, listen, everything about this just screams
Gay!
Beautiful gowns there. The message lands well. The critters are adorable and there it is. The message lands well, and Rachel Zegler and her enchanting voice are stunning. It almost got a full tear out of me, and I've never cried in my entire life.
Who said that? Literally, what, lying?
This has to be a parody, right? The message. I never cried.
I've never cried in my life. Oh.
Yeah, this will end up being a lot of people's favorite live-action remake right here. So
you're right.
And they're saying that the budget was $270 million, which, okay, sure. We'll see how that really plays out. We saw this from Nina Infinity over on X's. Variety paid reviews are coming in raving that Snow White and Rachel Zegler are amazing. Who even trusts these people anymore? I'm waiting for normie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We saw this one from Variety. Snow White is a visual feast. Best live action remake in years. Here's my problem with this statement. Best live action remake in years. It should be the best live action remake ever, because this was the film that launched your entire global corporation.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of care that should have been put into this film should be second to nobody. This should be a shot-for-shot remake of the original film, so people can look at it and embrace it and love everything about it. But it's not. And yes, it has been a punching bag, and I think rightfully so. they've done it to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that article headline is kind of interesting because they're kind of doing like a backhanded compliment, it seems like, saying, oh, best in years. So you admit they haven't had a good one in years, and saying it's a visual feast. Yeah, everything Disney is visually stunning. They have the money to make it visually stunning. That doesn't mean it is good. Like, yeah, we're not fighting you on if it looks good. They have the money to make anything look good. That's kind of the horrible part about it, is they're sprinkling pixie dust on everything and calling it great.
Just in case you were curious, Mal, and I don't know if you were or not, but Katsi Stefan is actually she, her, hers. I just wanted to let you know that. And it's really important that you acknowledge her pronouns here, as she is a film reporter for Variety, putting this out. Not and also, you see this from Variety. You mentioned Zach here. Zach also from Variety. We have this from Variety as well. We also have this from Variety as well. Just glowing.
That's so interesting. Variety has a lot to say about this.
A lot to say. It's amazing.
Almost like they're paid out. Whoa.
Yeah. And considering all these articles came out at the exact same time, it's almost like, yeah, they were paid.
Wow. It's crazy how that works out. We have this from New York Post. Says Gal Gadot. Or is it Gadot or Godot?
I always thought it was Godot.
I thought it was Godot.
Okay, we'll just say Gal.
I'm waiting for Godot.
I say Gal too.
I've heard Gadot as well. I don't know. Gal Gadot promotes Snow White solo at Disneyland amid tension rumors with co-star Rachel Zegler.
Yep.
So you're shaking your head. Yes. What do you know about that, Mal?
They are both on opposite ends of the war in the Middle East. Gal actually being an Israeli native, having served in the IDF, and Rachel just being a political pawn that she is and spouting "Free Palestine" every 5 seconds. And so because of that, the only times you'll see them together are in the photos that Disney needed of them together or like on set. They have been doing this entire like movie tour bullshit separately every time. So they had 2 premieres, quote unquote. They had 2 fan screenings. They had one that they held at the El Capitan Theater. That is the one that Gal Gadot attended. Then they held one at the Walt Disney Studio lot, and that's the one that Rachel attended. They don't go to each other's events. They can't. They would have protests.
Oh, really? Yeah. Is that so? That's the idea. Is they're trying to avoid the protest nature of this, as opposed?
I think so. That would be my speculation on it. And also, look, you're setting them up, surrounded by nothing but fans and desperate influencers who just want to get attention. It's like all of these people just want to be praised by Disney. They're happy to be invited to a little red carpet and get dressed up and get posted on their Instagram page. That's what these photos are. They're screenshots from the D23 and Walt Disney Studio Instagram page. These are just people who were local to the area who could afford to go. Like, if I didn't talk so much smack, fuck, they would have invited me too. But I don't care, so I don't go to these things. But these people care so much about their vanity and their presence that they're willing to stand next to I think, a literal evil villain, Rachel Zegler, and call her the most beautiful thing in the room. I mean, the is endless. It's a CVS receipt length of bullshit. It is just nothing, but she was enchanting. She was so gorgeous. Oh, she was inspiring. There's a video of Rachel going into the theater right before the movie started saying, "This movie is so close to my heart." I commented on Disney's Instagram post that had that and said, "This is bullshit." And it has the most likes on that post. I'm surprised they haven't hid the comment, but it's everyone knows she's full of shit.
Well, I think that's the most interesting about this is everybody knows this, but there's still headlines like this that says secret data that suggests woke Snow White reboot will flop after Rachel Zegler's outburst. Like, secret data? Have you been on the internet? Like, have you seen the trailer? What's that?
Top tier secret data.
Like the secret data that shows it's the most thumbed down trailer in the history of YouTube.
It's nobody's secret.
That's secret right there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Then we also have another headline from Mail Online. Exclusive: Disney's woke Snow White is slapped with trigger warning about a quote woman deliberately poisoned and quote girl surrounded by ominous trees.
No shit. No shit.
This is
really?
real. If it's real, we don't know yet.
Real. Okay.
Oh my god, it's fucking.
I'm like, if that's real, I'm about to start crying. That's so funny. Oh my god.
Scary trees.
Oh my god. Well, we also have this, Blabs. I'm going to let you read through this because, I'm not allowed to read anymore on this show.
That's true.
We have this from Cosmic Rewind, who provides a counterpoint to everything here.
Oh, wow. Okay, the backlash against Snow White 2025 isn't about the quality of the film. It's about the refusal to accept an evolution of storytelling that better reflects the world we live in today. The original tale framed fairest of them all as one with the lightest skin, the most delicate beauty, the most traditional femininity, but in a time when we recognize that justice, kindness, and leadership matter more than the surface level characteristics, this new version redefines fairness not as prettiest, but as most just, a shift that some refuse to accept. The loudest criticism isn't about plot, character development, or storytelling. It's about discomfort with a change that challenges outdated ideals. Was this written by Rachel Zegler herself or something? Like, this is just he, him. You know what? Same thing.
There you go. There's everything you need to know.
That's probably Rachel's alt. You're muted, by the way, Craig. I agree with everything you're saying, though.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself. How does this woman, because that's what it is. Is this he, him, or is this a gay guy? I don't know.
It's a gay guy, I'm assuming.
Well, I guess he has to let us know his gender because he knows it's not true. So it's probably a girl.
Okay. Legit question about this dude. By the way, profile pic has Walt Disney World on his sweater in his, clearly a shill, right? Yeah. But what the fuck does this guy know about femininity outside of it being fabulous?
And I can't even pass this up right now. At what point did anybody think, how can he be stupid enough to think that, we were portraying the fairest of them all as the lightest skin. The evil queen was as white as her! What are you even saying? It was the lightest skin! The evil queen is as white as Snow White! They are both white characters! She just tries to poison the bitch with an apple! There is a very definitive good person in that lineup! Oh my god.
Clip?
Yep. Mally Reeves, 1 hour 51.
I'm having a meltdown. How do you say it's the one with the lightest skin? That's not even true. That's just not true. I'll digress. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
No, Mally, please continue. Please. I love everything about what you just said.
I don't even know that's it. I don't know.
Well, it makes perfect sense what you're saying, because if you think about it, she's mad at Snow White because now she's the most beautiful. But it was like skin as fair as snow and everything, that they're the same skin color. It's just one's more beautiful than the other now because she's younger and everything. That's like the whole plot. Yeah. And I'm just saying about this tweet, pretty misogynistic.
Let's continue here.
He's pretty misogynistic. It's a dude literally saying about femininity, what women should be and everything. It's like, defeating the patriarchy, are we, Mr. Dude? Anyway, the reality is no one is arguing against this film on its own merits. The pushback is focused on either this fundamental shift.
Stop. Nobody should judge this film on its own merits because it's a fucking remake. It is a remake of a masterclass of filmmaking. Once again, the film that sent Disney into the fucking stratosphere. So no, you do not get to judge it on its own merits. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of there and reject that shit like Mutombo. Fuck you.
Facts.
I really wonder what Disney's relatives are really thinking about all this shit now. I'm just really curious. They'll never say that.
I can only imagine they don't like it, which is why they don't give Disney permission to do things.
The pushback is focused on either this fundamental shift in meaning and idea that fairness is earned through action, not determined by birth, or external controversies that have nothing to do with the movie itself. Just saying, but this guy sounds like he hates the monarchy. These criticisms aren't about art or storytelling. They are about control, about dictating which narratives can exist and which must be shut down. But stories grow, language evolves. Yes, your he, him shows it. And as much as some people want to cling to an old world definition of fair, Snow White 2025 is telling a story that actually embodies what fairness means today. Justice, courage, and the willingness to stand against tyranny. That's a message worth telling, no matter how loudly some try to drown it out. I want to raise for making me read this out loud.
Sorry, I just want to just want to scroll up really quick. I'm on this person's timeline here. And I'm just going to just scroll up real fast and show you the shit that is here. Okay. So first off, started with, this is a tweet from Gary, a screenshot. This is from 19 hours ago. And I'm just going to scroll up really fast so you can see this person's timeline and tell me if there's a theme here. Right. Then from here.
Damn. It's all Disney and Trump. That's it.
Hey, he has an interest.
This person is perpetually online. Everything is Disney all the time. It's Disney, the patriarchy, perpetually online, fucking asshole.
You know, I just saw some Stitch teasers and stuff that I hadn't seen. So thanks to this guy for being perpetually online.
I did just see them drop a Beauty and the Beast. They dropped all the princess ones.
Oh, that's what it was. See, look at that.
Yeah.
He's so online. He helped us out live on the show. Thanks, man.
Thanks, fucker.
Yeah, if anybody is wondering, those are actually throwbacks to the original Lilo and Stitch trailers.
Yes, the Stitch crashes is a huge marketing tactic from the early days of 2000s, and they're copying it again because creatively bankrupt.
Yeah, because they have no original thought.
Well, Shad and Brooks from Shadiversary saw Snow White, and he had this tweet. Blabs, I'll let you read through in your best English accent as well.
Dude, he's Australian.
Okay, this is best Australian accent. Whatever. Fuck you, Blabs.
Jesus Christ. I've just seen the new Snow White and it was garbage. I'm not doing the Australian accent. I can never do it. Every story, payoff, or conclusion is robbed of any justification or authenticity, leaving you with a feeling of emptiness where you wonder why you've ever even watching this pointless, soulless slap. Damn. The worst parts of the film are its plot, the hollow payoffs where everything just goes Snow White way without her actually earning any achievement. The look of the film feels completely fake. The dwarves are nightmare fuel and very annoying and never funny. A hilariously and astronomically bad cringe musical number, ew, by Gal Gadot that undermines any menace the evil queen might have had. The nonsense climax and conclusion, and then there's Rachel Zegler that because she's such a hateful, spoiled brat in real life, seeing her attempt to pretend to be kind-hearted requires more suspension of disbelief than telling myself the moon is made of cheese. Damn. She does pull off entitled, stuck-up, and selfish perfectly fine, although I don't think she deserves much credit there because she didn't need to act in those parts at all. I wonder if they're even intended for Snow White to come off as an entitled, stuck-up, and selfish, because she most certainly does, or if it may have just been Rachel Zegler's personality bleeding through. I'm working on a script for this review. It's going to be a fun one. Hopefully it'll be out by tomorrow. Oh my God. Damn.
So he didn't like it.
No.
The part where he said that she comes off entitled and just kind of, hard to watch is really, unsurprising for her, but it's shocking that Disney just let that bleed through. Like, you would think that the whole goal of your sweetest original princess would be to make people like her.
Ooh, that's really bad casting, bad acting. Like, that's the one thing you wouldn't expect. She should be like super charming and everything. Yeah. Yikes.
Well, I'll tell you this. That is, it's amazing to see. We're going to know very quickly how well or how poorly this movie performs. My gut says it'll be okay. It's not going to be a blockbuster, but it'll perform because my 10-year-old wants to see it because she sees Snow White. And she's like, oh, Snow White's coming out.
Well, she doesn't know. Not
she has no idea, right? And that's the thing is, I know there's going to be parents who are dragged to this, right? It is what it is. I don't, she doesn't know it's coming out. She just has seen movie trailers for it. She's like, oh yeah, I'd like to see it. And my wife's like, oh yeah, but I have no intentions of taking, I'm a big vote with your wallet guy, right? So she can wait till she sees it for free because we're borrowing somebody's Disney Plus account for free. So she'll eventually see it for sure, but we're not going to support in any way.
No, you can wait. It'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be there. So yeah, I think it'll do fine. I think it'll probably break even after marketing and everything, probably end up around $500 million, which I think most of that will be from overseas. I think Japan will be into it probably. I don't know. How do you think it's going to do, Mally?
I think it's gonna flop here because there were a lot of people who were under the impression that it completely went away like last year. But then hearing all of this come back up and hearing Disney come back even stronger with it and harder with it, I think they're realizing like, oh, it is still here. They just went through with it and ignored everybody. And so I think that's gonna have a lasting taste in everyone's mouth. And I don't think they'll enjoy it. Sorry, just to touch back on the other thing, because I remembered, I also found it interesting that he noted that she didn't earn anything. Like, that it was very clear that her character didn't earn anything, but that was literally the first thing that she said 2-3 years ago at the D23 Expo. I was there at the Expo when she said this, where she was like, oh, well, you know, Prince is a stalker and she's really just an independent girl who does everything because her father knows that she can. She was all this strong, independent woman shit, and now it's that she doesn't even earn her own shit in the movie. That's a wild duality to be preaching about.
I believe her exact quote was,
Weird. Ah, yes, that one. Gross.
there you go. Yes. Well, we'll see how Weird does at the box office here. Coming up this weekend, and it's finally released after multiple delays. Did they just, one thing I'm not clear on, did they just totally get rid of all like the weird, speaking of weird, they had the dwarfs and then they had the live action.
Yeah, the people, they're completely gone.
Did they just scrap that?
It started out as the 7 magical creatures, which I shit you not, were 7 normal people, but they called them, they were people of color or some shit, so they were special. They were special because they looked different, and they were called the 7 magical creatures.
But wasn't one of them like a real dwarf? Wasn't one of them like a real dwarf though? So it was like 6 magical people and one dwarf.
Yeah, like it was just a variety of humans they called magical creatures. And then when the internet saw the teasers of that, and they lost their shit, and they were like, "Oh, okay, panic!" And now they've just made them CGIs. They're not even. There are no real dwarf actors or actors portraying dwarves in the film. There are no actors. It's just CGI now.
So are they actually called dwarfs in the film?
I call them mock-ups because they're not even real. I don't know.
So much for live action, huh? You don't even have the people there. You're completely CGIing people now.
Literally. So she's sitting on an empty set, like, can't even be around her other co-star, Gal Gadot, because they'll fucking fight each other. So, like, what is there? The animals aren't real, the dwarves aren't real, and your friendship with your other co-star isn't real. So
I've heard a little bit about like this whole Rachel and Gal thing, and they say that they get along just fine as co-workers, but they're not friends. And I can respect that, right? Totally different opinions, but they'll work and get like respect and whatever. Okay. But I also will say like it might also just be like that they're planning on having multiple like PR stunts around the world. So one goes one way, one goes the other way, because like they're 2 main actors. So I will just say maybe that's also it, but I really do think that it is a huge political thing with protests too involved, and that really escalates it all.
Yeah,
Disney had no winning situation here because you have 2 big actors who are like total opposite sides of politics. Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot with this.
Oh yeah, no, and I definitely considered it being like you just have 2 main people, you're gonna send them all over. I thought that, but right up until the end, I was like, or right now, getting towards the end of it, I'm like, oh, I think it has a lot more to do with politics, and Gal's PR team is just doing a good job of keeping that under wraps and saying like, no, like there's no problem. She doesn't want drama. She's not trying to ruin her
she's
career.
Like, out.
Her PR team is like, yep, her PR team has come out and said there's a big age gap and we have different worldviews. Those are the 2 things. They're like, sorry, we're just not friends because we just think different. And it's so respectful. But then Rachel's over here like, free Palestine, literally calling for the genocide of her people. So it's like, okay, one's respectful, one's not. We can see.
We saw Dragovich says, no, those people are the Prince's crew. The dwarves were always CGI. I have conflicting reports on that online. It says that Disney's upcoming live action remake of Snow White. This is from Brave, just off a quick search for this. They said remake of Snow White was replace the traditional 7 dwarfs with magical creatures to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film. These magical creatures were multiracial, multi-gender, and different in height, with some appearing to have dwarfism, while others seem to be fully sized men and women. The decision to use CGI for those characters was made after criticism from actor Peter Dinklage, who has dwarfism, and Disney has stated they would be consulting with members of the dwarfism community. So yeah.
I actually just sent Blabs the thing because I just pulled it up on X, like a screenshot of these magical creatures, the picture that had leaked a while ago. So I just DM'd it to you on X-Blabs. But yeah, Peter Dinklage is the reason that they probably don't have dwarves, and he's completely removed from this, so it doesn't really make sense. But he was the one that on his own accord came out and basically said, I'm tired of y'all hiring dwarves for dwarf roles. Why can't we just be hired like normal people? And he ruined that for all of the dwarf actors out there, because no shit, you're hired because of your height. Like, says the guy who's literally the dwarf in every movie. Like, it's funny, he got to reap the benefits of that, but then he turns around and ruins it for everybody else. It's just interesting.
How many magical creatures were there in that picture, Blabs? Were there 7 or 8? I thought I counted 8.
So this is the prince, right? So like these are like the body doubles. So you have a Snow White body double, Prince body double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a little girl with like pigtails in the back. Kind of, she's really short, but yeah, there's 7 plus the prince. Now it could be entirely true that that's like his squad of people, and then there's the dwarfs. I don't know.
Yeah, but look at them. Look at them. They're wearing different colors. They're wearing the beanies, which is exactly like the caps that the dwarves wear. They're little like sleeping cap. They look like them. And this is what originally came out. It even says it in the post, the New York Post right here, that these are the magical creatures. So I don't know. That was what I originally had
genders.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Just absolutely fucking amazing.
I am curious to see what happened, and I gotta say it's pretty shitty for like these people who were hired for the job, right? And then they got completely replaced, cut from the movie. If it's true, like that sucks, bro. Like that sucks for them, right? They just took a job, you know?
Yeah, they just took a job.
Damn. All right, let's get to some super chats. I think we're running up on time today, guys. We're gonna bypass the post show today over on Plus. Sorry, Mally. We'll do that when you have more time. Hopefully you're cool with that. But we do have some super chats here. Let's get any super chats that are specifically for Mally here, Blabs. And while you get going on those, I will start reading some of these off. From Hug Me Ruddy says, if your friend calls that a woman, get a new friend. Yeah. Talking about the Dylan Mulvaney thing. Rebound says, just makes me profoundly uncomfortable. Right. You're welcome, Adrian, for the nightmares, and appreciate that. Worthy One, good luck at the therapy. This is something that's said pretty frequently after watching side scrollers. A mercenary says, that open mouth face zoom, the stuff of nightmares. Sounds like Dylan is trying to sample that guy scene from Family Guy when he was in New York for the cigarette company and dressed like a woman. Dirtus King says, Craig, why must you give my... with the diamonds are the girl's best friend, Bewitch Esquire intro. I'll need chemo soon. Sorry for the cancer. Claydex says, what Dylan would do if he had to act like a minority. That'd be great. That'd be really, really fun to see.
That'd be funny.
Slick Rick says, Dylan over here. Dylan is going over the top more so than before because his influence is eroding as the pendulum in country is moving away from this nonsense. Thanks, Slick Rick.
I have one from Benjathan for 5 says, Craig, it's time to introduce your daughters and co-host Mally and Blabs to painting Warhammer miniatures. I recommend Tyranids and Orcs to start with.
All right.
Now, I'm not seeing something specifically from Mally, but there are a couple like Disney ones that I think Mally would love to cover. So Darth says, question, is the left's destruction of Hollywood and gaming sending people to look at Japanese and China for entertainment deliberate or side benefit?
I think it's a side benefit, and I think yes.
Yeah, I think they want to control the narrative here, but people are pushing away. And
yeah, I mean, look at Splash Mountain. That's one of my biggest points that I gripe about. They can't control what goes on in OLC, so they can't get Tokyo to get rid of their Splash Mountain, no matter how much they want them to. So
nice. Maris says, quiet ladies, Cosmic Rewind is mansplaining femininity to you. Yeah, exactly. He's telling the women how they should think and how they should behave.
Quiet you.
Yeah, seriously. Let's see. Why does she look high along with the journalist that wrote these BS nonsense? Great question.
Sorry.
Whist for one says the left. I heard like background sound. Anyway, the left tell us our passion is childish. Nay, we care, and so do they. They just want us not to care so they can take what we care about from us. Yeah, I don't understand this whole anytime someone's upset about something that's happening in the fandom, it's like, you're obsessed. Why do you care so much? Like, that happened to me this morning. I checked a comment on one of my videos, like, for, like, Harry Potter, and they're like, I think you care too much. Like, you're obsessed. And it's like,
yeah.
What? Why shouldn't we care? It's written there.
Yeah, I often get that too.
You are obsessed, Blabs.
So, I'm not denying it, but like, why shouldn't I care?
Oh, me too.
I have a problem. I know that. I'm a shopaholic. Wasp420 says, I totally get the warning about ominous trees. Gets Vietnam flashbacks to Sam Raimi's Evil Dead tree scene. Oh my. Tamama says, had an ex-friend say Killmonger from Black Panther was a villain, not an anti-hero because of his skin, and the reverse for Deadpool because he was white. Huh.
Oh.
Bit of a mind one.
Mally's response is right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why couldn't they have cast Blabs instead? We would have been 100% better cast. I know I'm actually European. I mean, so is Rachel Zegler, though. She's at least 50%, so she's full of shit. Latina, my ass. Baron, for one on Plus, says, funny as supernova is a star exploding before it dies and becomes a black hole. Just saying. The more you know. Ian says, if you've never cried in your life, a Snow White remake is an odd time to start.
It's true.
Right.
Drop says 100% I'm rooting for the Apple. Yeah, for real. Ooh. Team Apple, everybody.
That's a good one.
Commodore Fan says, so yes, while WB watched Looney Tunes, it's mostly business, right? Mm-hmm. Drop Barracuda says, I predict Rotten Tomatoes score will be disparate. Thank you very much. Bentley says, Garth, did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he put on a dress and played a girl bunny? Wayne,
yeah,
no.
There it is.
And Wayne giggles. Garth, neither did I. Thank you. Commodore Fan says, a lot of Looney Tunes fans are moving over to OTA TV and MeTV Tunes. Thank you very much. Tony is going to have a very shit birthday because he's going to see Snow White. Listen, happy birthday on Friday, but I don't recommend seeing Snow White for your birthday, but it's up to you. Joey says, the Looney Tunes are classic cartoons. I love Boomerang when it had the app on your phone where you could watch these classics whenever you wanted. These kids didn't know what they were missing. I agree. Mm-hmm. Real fast, Twerp Mine for 10 says, Craig, please let me call and end the show on a high note, please. Bushin says, Pokemon cause seizures, but Looney Tunes is bad. Okay.
Right. Hey, real quick, Blabs, who was that?
That was Twerp Mine over on Plus.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hang on a second. I think I'm missing it. Here we go. Luigi, for one, says, I recommend watching Louis Rossman's take on why piracy is good. TLDW. Streaming services game developers can take away the content you are paying for at any time. They can alternate the contents of it as well as they see fit to fulfill their agendas. Streaming quality is also shit and cannot access real 4K in most instances. I grew up with Looney Tunes in the 90s. They are removing these cartoons is just one more example why I don't care for paying a streaming service. Thank you very much for those. The Commodore Fan says WB also took Elmer and Sam's pew-pews away.
Yep. Hey, I'll tell you, let's let Mally bounce if you like to bounce Mally, or if you want to stick, whatever, that's fine too. But
no, for sure, I'll probably dip out. Okay. But oh gosh, I'm not gonna go see Snow White. I'm sorry if any of you are gonna go burn your eye holes willingly. Nope.
I haven't seen a Disney movie in theaters since 2019, if you count Endgame and Star Wars. That's it.
The last one I went to go see was Inside Out 2 because I heard good things about it, and it did turn out good. I haven't seen anything since.
Yep.
But all right, guys, if you want to see more of me, I'm going to be live later today, and I post all the time over on X, where you can subscribe to me to get daily posts from me, which is a lot more than I post everywhere else. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube and Rumble if you want to see all of my stream VODs.
Love it. All right, you guys go find Mally.
Links are below.
Yep, links are down below. She's got all the posts over on X. She's posting everywhere, which is good. And of course, find her over on Rumble. Mm-hmm. All right, Mally, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, okay?
Thanks for traumatizing me. I'll see you all in therapy.
You're welcome. See you later.
Bye.
Give me the bill.
Drop Barracuda says, respectfully, she puts the weenie in Sweeney. Savvy's musky armpits. What the fuck? Ew. Anyway, clear Ketchup makes as much sense as black gay samurai. Y'all just ists and phobes. Mercenary says, hey, Dev, you better accept Ace 1918's invitation. I don't know what's going on with Dev and Mercenary. Anyway, Yellow Flash is way too quiet. Put him up more. Haha. Bush and Ryu says, bought Chicago Lego set. Said I owed reparations. Oh, my. Mercenary says, I got a case file I can share, but not publicly. Rebound says, my favorite Lego set was 6915. What is that? Do tell. Hug Me Rudy says, Alec has bottom boy energy. Okay, here's the funny thing about bottom boy, Craig. So when you were away, I accidentally referred to John and Johnny as bottom boys. So then you were like, those bottom boys. And I was like, oh no, last week we had the bottom boys on. So yeah, anyway, shout out to John and Johnny for being the bottom boys.
I'll tell you this.
So long, gay boys.
Well, context. I didn't mean that they were actually bottom boys. It's just they were below. So it's like,
No. You very much meant that they were gay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we rolled it afterwards. It's like, I didn't actually know if they're bottom boys, but we're going to roll with it. Anyway, Mr. Rich says, maybe it's better Alec Baldwin be with this woman instead of in prison away from her. Drop Barracuda says, would pay money for Alex getting divorced messages. Yankee Lover says, gaming's peak was from 1994 to 2014-ish. Mercenary says, anyone that celebrates JFK expiring isn't going to like what is next. The stuff that comes out next will show you the globalists fabricate our history. Dropback Crew says, she doesn't have the Megan Fox hammer rubs 6. I will say, Megan Fox is a lot harder than Sydney Sweeney for sure. Well, peak Megan Fox. Now she's scary looking. Drop Barracuda says, Bugs and Elmo were my first intro into transgenderism.
Oh, that's good.
And Miku says the Rebecca Sugars types that take over the entire studio is gone and the network dead. What a surprise. And Drop Barracuda says, bring back the Max from my childhood. Heavily distorted signal with flashes of fun things. I agree. We are caught up everywhere.
All right. Look, I need you guys to head over to sidescrollersplus.com. And if you guys would like to use promo code PLUS, you can do so. Don't forget, we have a March Madness tournament going on. The promo code that we're using for that, March, if you want to become a member over at Side Strollers Plus, you'll get a full year for $68. That is a big discount from what it generally is. So go use that promo code. It's only available this week. So open up a window right now. Join us over at Side Strollers Plus. We actually have quite a bit of stuff we're posting on over there, including today for Plus members, Yasuke Simulator, which is a great Steam game. Went over there and played the demo through that.
Twice.
Yes, yeah, you can check that out, as well as WWE Sus Moments. We got a community feature right now, which is available for free, and Blabs introducing you to her snake.
That's right. It's huge.
So once again, there's free stuff over there. There is stuff for our Plus members. So go over there and check it out over at sidescrollersplus.com. Once again, it is free to make an account. It is free to check out a lot of the stuff on our website. But obviously, we will have stuff for Plus members as well. So head over there and check it out. We got a bunch of good stuff. Bushman Meerkat says, Blabs in the show with not in a fatality, but a friendship. Oh, like Mortal Kombat? Oh, that's really sweet. Okay. No, she cannot. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll be live again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. But until then, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Friendship.
What? No.
Fatality.